It's Monday morning, everybody, and welcome back to Collider Live. It's the Collider Live show. We are live on a Monday, and for some reason, I don't know why, it's blessed, but apparently everybody's in a good mood. I don't know. I noticed that today. Everybody's in a good mood. Roxy, Reilly,
blessed.
Brett Sheridan, the crew. Cobbster, you're in a really good mood today.
It's Thanksgiving week. We're eating a lot of food this week, and it's going to be a good time. Let's all be thankful.
But I'm right, though, right? You're in a good mood today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's going on? Do you have just a good weekend?
I just love Thanksgiving.
Oh, is that true?
I cannot wait for It's way better than Christmas.
Okay.
Whoa.
It's the most holly of jolly days. I get to eat turkey and mashed potatoes and some rolls. It's just a great time.
So you're just
to be
counting down to your meal. Is that what it is?
Yes,
Okay.
very much so. It was a good weekend, too.
Good.
All around. Happy Monday, everybody.
Happy Monday to you, too. I like you
Wow.
like this.
Yeah.
Well, because you know what he was doing right before we started? Cops just started playing a bunch of sound bites that he has, and we were trying to get the
was Cody.
story. Well, you're both the same person.
Okay.
And we were trying to get the story behind some of them. So give me one of those clips, and we'll get the story of some of these clips.
Eighth.
Okay.
Eighth.
All right. This is the first one. All right.
This is
the best.
Keep going.
Eighth. Eighth.
All right. So no, don't overlap them.
Okay.
So eighth.
Yes.
Tell me the story behind. One more time.
Oh, or you
Yeah. One more time in the clip.
Eighth.
Okay, tell me what is the so the fans are like, what the hell is that? What is
So
that?
that's Josh Macuga.
Yeah.
He had me like not cut together. Well, he had someone say happy birthday to one of his niece or nephews, and I think he got the birthday wrong. So he recorded his voice to try to sound like the kid, and the kid saying happy birthday was younger, and so he was trying to say happy 8th birthday as much of a little kid as he possibly could, and the result we
Is
got
what?
was
Eighth. Eighth.
it was wonderful.
It's so stupid. All right.
Sounds like a drug dealer he's
Yeah.
pushing.
Now, what was the other one that you guys played?
Boom!
Okay.
Yes.
Now, I guess that was Cobbster. Doesn't it sound like Cobbster? One more
Sounds
time?
exactly
One more time,
like
please?
Cobbster.
Oh, really? Boom!
Yeah.
It sounds just like him, right? Because Cobbster, when he gets really excited, Cobbster right now scream boom. Boom. Close.
Close.
Do it again.
Boom.
Yeah.
Is it boom or boom?
Try it again.
Now I'm just trying to imitate it. Boom!
See, I thought that was it. Now play the actual clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it boo?
Boom, right? All right, so tell me the story. What happened there?
So that one is the great Adam Smith from Collider.
Yes.
And he basically, we were at the ArcLight Theater for one of the screenings. It was either Back to the Future or Jurassic Park. We were trying to get the logo on the main screen. We gave him the flash drive, and it was taking a long time. So we're all kind of like, all right, the show time's about to start, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, we got the screen on. We all lose our minds, and then, boom! And then he
Yeah, you got
shouted.
excited. Okay, good. And you guys caught that. That was a magical moment.
Yes, that was great.
Are those the two ones that we're going to do today, or you have something else for us?
Try that one right there. Yeah. This one right there. That one? No, below it. This one right there. Oh, yeah.
All right, what's this? Oh, thank you so much. Okay, that's good. I appreciate that. That summarizes the whole
We
weekend.
went a whole 10 minutes.
Yeah.
We should do this for 45 minutes.
No, I
Whose
would
is
rather
it?
not.
Play another
That
one.
one I don't want to know. Roxy, how was your weekend?
Fine.
Fine?
Yeah, it was fine.
Nothing.
I went to, I did a lot, I feel like. I went to a housewarming and a concert at the Troubadour.
Which concert did you go to?
Honestly, couldn't
Don't
tell
remember.
you.
You stoned?
It was, there were 3 bands.
nice.
And one
It
of my
was just
friends
about
was
to
like,
hang out more than
yeah,
go
yeah.
see
My
the
friends
band.
were like, "Do you want to come? We have extra tickets."
see.
And I was like, "Sure." And they were really good, clearly good. One of them was called Arm something shitty band name, really bad.
Arm something shitty
Arms
band.
akimbo.
It was,
What is
Arms Akimbo.
Oh,
They're
okay.
my friends.
Oh, who was that? Alex?
Yeah.
Are you
Alex,
eating something?
they were so good.
Yeah.
They're my friends from LMU.
Well-
Shout out to Peter Schrupp.
Shout out to that singer, because
Nice.
I
yeah,
just picture Alex in there. He's like
I could've
eating,
enjoyed them.
chewing in the background. Just like, that's my friends. That's it. That's my friends.
yeah,
had
they
to
were
finish
really
that bite.
cool. And
Yeah.
then after that, maybe Grizzly, Gribble.
The
Alex,
Grizzly
help
is.
me.
Say what?
Grindelwald.
The Mowgli's.
Mowgli's.
Wow, Alex knows his shit. Huh?
Close.
Speaking of music and knowing shit,
Mowgli's.
afterthoughts this weekend. You said you listened to an
Yeah,
hour
yeah,
of them.
yeah. I got to the music
Oh
part.
boy, did they light me up for listening
But
to
they are
Pandora. huh?
1,000% right. Remember, I listen to Pandora as well.
Right.
So I'm with you.
I know.
But they're right.
And of course they are.
Yeah.
Because I'm just too, so the thing was that they want me to get on Spotify and do this. I tried Spotify once. I remember doing that, and it was just too much maneuvering. It's like look, Pandora sucks. I said it last week, but this is what I do for my 1-year-old. I say, hey, you want to listen to Pandora? And she runs to the television and she shakes waiting for Pandora to come on and it just plays Elmo shit. And that's all I needed to do. It just plays stuff. And it's like the funniest was that Jay, one of the hosts of Afterthoughts, was like, now I know exactly what kind of music Kristian likes. What? I have like 87,000 stations. I got Leonard Cohen on there. I got
but you know what none of them are?
What?
Current.
That's not true. I have what's the whatever it is, top charts.
Yeah.
Does that count?
No.
No, I don't know. I don't.
Because I'm the exact same way. I actually consider myself to be quite the music buff,
Right.
considering the way that I grew up in the music industry, and that was my whole world growing up.
Is Aerosmith a new band?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it counts.
All right.
If it is, then you and I are on
Then
the
we're
same.
good.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
good. We're
Okay.
golden.
You gotta get those Mowglis on there.
Yeah.
I know.
They,
Seriously.
they've actually been around for
Mowglis.
like 25 years.
Oh,
they,
these
they,
guys?
they were not a young band.
okay.
They were not young.
Well, they're named after the Jungle Book. I would assume not.
Yeah. Wow, that's how I should have remembered it. Name association.
Yeah.
Didn't cross my mind.
But okay, so they were. And to be fair, they were very nice about it, but they were just like, you got to get Spotify, and I'll try it. But I tried it one time. It's like maneuvering, and I didn't like the songs that were coming on and things. So maybe I just don't know how to maneuver it. Plus, can I get it on my television? Because I don't want it on my computer. I
Yeah,
have
I
enough
think
shit on
you
my computer
can.
on my phone. I want it on my television.
I think you can. I literally just love about Pandora that I can type in one thing
That's it. It gives you stuff.
and then for years not type in anything else.
What they said is apparently you can do that with Spotify.
Yeah,
too.
that's what they're claiming.
I'm going to look into it on my television because if I can't get it on my television, then it's failed already.
You can get it on your TV.
You can?
Yeah, you can get it on most smart TVs or anything.
Can
and
you get it on
PlayStations
on
and-
Roku's?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can.
All right, I'll look
Yeah.
into it.
And I want to say there's also like family plans because there are certain plans you can pay for to where like say you and your wife have accounts.
Yeah.
So you're not overlapping. Sometimes like me and my girlfriend, I'll be playing music and then she can't listen to it because I am. So we have to like switch back and forth. But there's family plans where you can both listen at the same
Yeah,
time.
Pandora has that same type of stuff.
Kristian,
too.
can I
That's
come
why
on
I
your
think better.
family plan?
Sure.
Thanks.
Why not? Yeah, that works. But what do you use?
I Spotify.
You use the Spotify?
Oh, I love the Spot. I have Sonos's
Are you hip?
and I Spotify.
I think he's hipper than we think.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
do the I do.
He's
I,
kids.
He's a cool dad.
My
I have
daughter
kids, too,
can
at
listen
home.
to music in her room on a Sonos, and then we can listen to something else in the rest of the place. And
Right.
I have this. I've created a seamless music supply throughout the apartment. So as I walk around,
Yes, I hear
and clean,
Sonos and I
can-
just think it's like Greek
Oh,
mythology. or
Sonos
something.
is the best.
Do your kids have separate rooms?
Yes.
So
yes.
wow, so that's a big place to have music going all the way through.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 3
Yeah.
bedroom. Yeah. My son. I don't know why we did this. We gave him his own room.
Oh,
So they each have their own room, and we share a bathroom and a room. I don't get why I did that.
he's
but-
earned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he knows German.
Yeah.
Yeah. Riley, what do you
Yeah.
use? Anything?
I don't.
YouTube's?
I just I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I very rarely listen to music.
Well, but
And
Spotify is
it
that's
podcast
what,
too?
Well, that's what they were
Well,
saying
I
on
mean,
the show.
That's
is-
why
I'm
we're
all-
trying to get on.
yeah, right.
I'm on Apple, so it's
Yeah.
easy for me to do that.
I still do iTunes, and I buy my songs.
It's not even called iTunes anymore. It's like Apple Podcasts.
No, no,
Yeah.
no.
Apple Music?
No,
Oh,
no.
you're saying for music.
For music.
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
that's that thing that actually still is iTunes,
Yes.
but people don't even know it exists anymore. I pay what is it? My $1.99 a song.
You have no excuse though, because you're still millennial. We're old farts.
I know.
We should be. I mean, for me, it's like I'm just like, yeah, send me a CD.
Yeah, I mean, I am
Yeah.
so boring when it comes to music. I just listen to the same playlist over and over again. I just put it on in the background.
What is it?
Well, I made like a bunch of
Right.
music from everywhere.
Was it scores and soundtracks?
Lots
lot
of
of it,
scores and
yeah.
soundtracks. Yeah, lots of scores and soundtracks.
Take
But
it
I do iHeartRadio. I put on like
Okay.
John Williams or classic.
You can do
like
that on
classical
there?
music. Yeah,
All right.
and it just starts to play.
You know what it is too. I've been listening to Pandora since it was like 2010, since right before my first daughter was
Me
born.
too.
And I've just been using it. But I mean, I trust Jay Williams when it comes to music and stuff too. So I'm gonna look into it. But I'm telling you right now, and this is for Jay and everybody else out there too. I'm gonna put on the Roku, and I'll look at my smart TV because they didn't on DirecTV for the apps. It gives you Pandora's one of the options. Spotify's nowhere to be found. If Spotify is not on Roku, it can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
I want nothing
He's
to
serious
do.
about this.
I'm
I
very
the look in
serious.
his
Yeah, I
eyes.
feel you.
I'm not messing around.
You guys.
I feel you. on that.
Do you not?
Yeah, I know, it's true. You know, one of the things that I am very serious about that is very exciting. So Frosty has been Steve Frosty Weintraub, you know, the guy who started Collider and will never go away. No, I'm kidding. I love him. But he told me the other day he was working on something really big. Yeah. And I'm like, and normally when he says that, he's not messing around. Like the things that he's kind of come up with and scoops that he's come up with.
So that means there's a story I'm working on, breaking news, really big.
Something like that, or it could be for this instance, it's a screening. He has set up really great screenings before. He's had great Q&As, and we have a relationship with the ArcLight, and we have people come out, and there's been Q&As, and it's been a lot of fun. This one is probably the biggest one that he's ever gotten.
Yeah.
And when he said that, I was like, all right, I've heard people say that before, but on November 28th at the ArcLight Hollywood, that's right around the corner. November 28th, ArcLight Hollywood, Avengers Infinity War screening will be with the Russos.
Yeah.
We have a Q&A with the Russos. Avengers. Now, they've never done one of these yet. They haven't done a Q&A screening for
really cool.
the Avengers. Frosty's going to be asking tons of questions. There's going to be a lot of things. This is, 6 months away from part 2, and Frosty's going to be able to sit down with these guys. And if you want to get tickets, visit Collider.com for all the details. Once again, it's the Avengers Infinity War screening with the Russos Q&A, November 28th. I will be there.
Am I
will be
invited?
there. Yeah.
100% you will.
I wanna
invited.
come.
Yeah, you'll be there.
It's going to be in the
Brett,
dome.
if you want to come, you should come too.
Yeah,
it's going to be
It's
in the
going to be in
dome.
the big one.
Yeah,
So,
I think a lot of the Collider Live crew, I think most of Collider will be there, to be
That's
honest with you.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like, it's going to be in the dome. There's going to be like close to 1,000 people there. It's going to be incredible. So I am very excited for that. The other thing I wanted to let everybody know about is the Schmodown. Schmodown? I'm doing the Booker T. Schmodown, Jeff Snyder. It is the singles tournament begins tomorrow, and if you want to get your bracket in, it is Schmodown Singles 2018 at gmail.com. Going to be giving away a really nice prize to the winner. Whoever gets the first correct bracket in. Once again, it is Schmodown Singles 2018 at gmail.com. And finally, last bit of Schmodown news. I'm hoping this week I'll be able to announce the location and date of the next live event. I'm hoping it's going to be by the end of this week.
Can I come?
If yes, you will. But I got to tell
I guess
you where
that's a
it's
Hey,
no.
let him think about it.
it is 100% yes. It's just a matter.
Didn't feel like it. Yes.
No,
I felt like a hesitant.
I've been
maybe.
told I can always come, and now
the hesitation was because I was like, well, I don't want to give away where it is because A, you might get excited. B, I don't want to give it away yet. So and you're gonna start asking a lot of questions. You're very good at that. You're very good at getting information.
now you're buttering me up.
That's what I'm doing. And you're in a
To
good mood
not take
today.
me.
Your hair looks great. You had a great weekend.
Yeah,
you're such a
thanks.
nice person. You're my first call, no
We
matter what
love
I
you,
need.
Roxy.
Hey, I couldn't
Yeah.
believe that the Afterthoughts kids didn't understand why we were friends. Did you hear that?
You and I?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they said it didn't seem like you
They
and I
get
would
it.
hang out.
Yeah.
I know it's true.
That's weird.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and the
where's
Brett
that?
and the Brett
I don't
situation
know.
too.
Yeah. So they think that Kristian and I would not understand each other more than Brett and Macuga, which I get in
wait.
principle.
Yeah, I don't
Well,
understand.
Back up.
because so
Do that
Brett,
first
so
part
Brett and Roxy, because Roxy, is it fair to say on Wednesday you weren't in the greatest of moods?
I think the whole show was weird.
The whole show
None
was
of us
weird.
were in the best
No,
place, but yeah, I definitely was part of that.
you were a little off that day, and everybody was. But
Yeah.
but because in the beginning of it, I said to Roxy, I just don't think you get Brett yet. She's like, more so than Macuga. And then, the Afterthoughts guys have been in the thick of the Macuga Brett thing since the Schmoes days. So they've been talking about that. And then they said, well, I guess Ryan said, I feel like that Roxy and Kristian wouldn't really hang out or get along at all outside of this. That's kind of what they were saying, along those lines.
But I actually don't get that. I feel like on paper we would get along.
Yeah, I don't know what it. I mean, I think it's the reason the chemistry works here in the first place.
Yeah, and I think on paper you and Macuga would too, despite what happens in reality.
I think outside of the show,
No.
it's more of a
100%.
yeah.
I mean, I think that people don't see, like, when we're in here, I don't fully get you yet. Like I don't get anybody I don't know.
Right.
But, like I hope you don't mind me saying, you're out there, you're hanging with your adorable son. I come over, I'm coming and talking. It's not like I'm avoiding you in the office.
Right.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
we're getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And you've got a great family life, and obviously Kristian and Reilly vouch for you. Like,
And I took a month off to work. And,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's coming back was like when I was hearing that I wasn't talking enough, that I felt like you guys have really built up a rapport in here and a back and forth, and sometimes it's hard to volley into that and get a.
that's
you know.
any show at
Right.
any point. So, and I don't know about Macuga. I can't speak for him, but I bet it's probably the same thing.
Macuga's territorial in general.
I think I've been at places with Macuga and hung out with Macuga more than
I
even
know.
Kristian lately.
It's the truth. I know. It's the truth.
Really?
Yeah, he came down to a couple parties and stuff.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I think it's. I think
What
it's
do
a,
you mean?
He hit me up when I was really sick. He was texting
remember
me
that.
last year.
Oh, like
He
a
had
good friend.
Yeah.
I think
That's
Macuga
nice.
plays it up a little bit too.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I'll tell you who doesn't play it up, and they should, is SNL. Boy, does that show stink.
Really?
I'm seeing a lot of that online now.
SNL
Like, it's really
stinks,
bad.
and it breaks my heart because I
Yeah.
loved that show so much when I was a kid, and I'll tell you, even the last couple of years, I watched it with my wife and I. We'd be like, oh, you know, when we have nothing to watch whatsoever, it's like, we have it on the DVR. Let's just check it out and see how the episode was. And there were a couple episodes like there were some good bits, right? And I think Colin Jost and Michael Che, who I think are the best things on the show. The news part is the only part I ever laugh at and I think is really good. Correct me if I'm wrong because I don't know enough, but I looked at the credits and it says that they're head writers. They're only writing for themselves because they're not writing sketches, and if they are, they shouldn't be because the sketches are unwatchable. It's like they wasted Steve Carell. I watched as much as we could. I can't even tell you. We kept fast forwarding through everything. I couldn't believe how bad it was. It was so bad.
There were nuggets of like, oh, I can see what you're going for, but and then none of them.
Oh, you watched the whole show?
Yeah,
It's
and the blackouts were all just fizzles. Like there was no good
Right.
like blackout line. There was no good. They didn't know how to finish it, but they were like, oh, this
It was
is an
the-
obscure fun concept.
There
but,
was something in there. There was something in there. It's funny because Brett. So for people who don't know, Brett is a very accomplished sketch comic, and he's been doing it for long. I forget. What am I not supposed to say? What's the wrong word that Ken always yells at me about? Is it sketch?
Skits.
Skits.
You don't
Skits. I don't say
skits,
skits. Sketch. So he was a sketch comic for a long time, and a great one at that. And so if he would have told me you're crazy, I think they were really funny. I'm like, all right, maybe I'm just not seeing it. But you were on the same page here because it just felt like you could see him around the board and like, oh, well, I don't know how to end it. We'll just have him say something wacky and then they can get out of it because that silly thing with the cats in space was terrible. I
gotta check that out.
Thanksgiving.
Cats in
I thought
space
that one
sounds
was
pretty
funny.
good.
I thought Steve Carell was really funny in that one.
He was fine in it, but the writing was awful.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know what to do with it, and like it just got worse and worse and worse. And they really have gone. And this one wasn't as bad, but they've really leaned in really hard with the politics.
Yeah,
very hard.
Really hard.
Very hard.
And it's like the thing is too. It's like you've got like. If you're gonna give shit to one side, you got to give shit to the other side, and you got to be balanced, And it's not. And the thing is too, like we always say on this show, you're talking to everybody. You're doing comedy for everybody. It's okay to have a point of view. But when you're going on, you're starting to slay a little bit more towards propaganda, and I think that the show itself is just not what it used to be. So.
Doesn't that happen? I mean, Saturday Night Live has these like waves, right? Like maybe they need to, get some more peeps in, some fresh blood. I don't know. But
You're
at the
not
same
wrong.
point, I've fallen off because of this.
There's no stars.
there's nothing watching anymore. It's just kind of I'm like, all right.
It's
They're-
amazing when they have amazing comedic people,
Yeah.
and it falls. Like if you have Zach Galifianakis, and it's just a
Was
kind
he
of a
on-
show.
was he- oh, you mean as a
Yeah, I
hosting.
mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like hosts like
Yeah.
that
Carell.
I've seen. Even like Will Ferrell, I don't think I really enjoyed that much when they had him on recently.
It shows you how important the head writing is because the head writing right now it's just not there. Because if you look at the talent itself, it's pretty good. I think Mikey Day is very funny. I like. Kate McKinnon has lost me. I used to love Kate McKinnon. Like when she first hit the scene, I thought she was the funniest thing to be around in a long time. But she fell into the same pocket I think that Kristen Wiig fell in, and that's like just relying on one trick. If you see Kate McKinnon now, she like does big movements or wacky faces, or that's what she relies on. And I think that's because maybe she's bored. I have no idea, but it's just there's not that breakout star. I'd say Kate McKinnon is probably the closest, but. I don't know. Yeah, I'm bored. Do you watch it? Sorry, Cobbster.
I plead the fifth on all things SNL. It employs my entire family, so
Oh, it does.
I don't speak about it on air.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right, well.
No, that's totally fine.
That's
I just don't.
Don't plead the
don't
fifth. I
ever
was
wanna
wondering. I was like, why are you so quiet?
Yeah,
I get it. I understand.
It's a show.
God, the show's
and it's on
amazing.
Saturdays.
It's so really good. It's so good.
Cobbster?
We'll shed some positivity on it.
Yeah.
Last week was pretty good. Did you see the Invest Twins sketch? Like they had a couple of good ones last week, and I thought they started off pretty strong. Adam Driver was a pretty good host.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of hit or miss. It's when they really shoved like the cold opening for the season opener was pretty good. The Brett Kavanaugh stuff, like that was all really funny. But yeah, sometimes I think they do lean like we get it. Like it's going on right now. Maybe let's try something else for once.
And the thing with that, though, is that's usually their best stuff. As much as I think that, let's go away from it and try to come up with some new characters, the political stuff is the stuff that they actually, it looks like there's the most effort into it, because that Kavanaugh thing was written really well, and there was an ending bit to it. But I was just so bummed watching that show, because I used to be such a fan. But I don't know, maybe it'll.
I still watch it. I mean, I've watched it from the time when my mom was letting me watch it when I shouldn't have probably been watching it. And I've always wanted to be on. It's been so I'm not saying it's complete trash, but I do see that that last there's just it's like that finish. That's a lot of people write sketches and they don't know how to tag it.
Doesn't tag. But anyway, so that was on. The other thing I watched last night that I know that you guys are not fans, or you're just a casual fan. Last night, Survivor Series was on, and it was on in Los Angeles, right? And the actual matches and stuff, we'll let Ryan Satin and Roka break that down on Pro Wrestling Sheet. But this is very interesting to me what happened last night. And I want to get all your thoughts on this. So Ronda Rousey, who is easily one of the biggest stars in
The world.
What's how is it? Your mic's wrong back there, guys.
Do you know that every time you say Ronda Rousey, you do this thing with your hands?
No.
Ronda Rousey.
But Ronda Rousey,
I've heard of her.
Who is, again, arguably one of the biggest mixed martial arts stars that ever have been. And she transitioned into WWE flawlessly. Now, her promos have been getting better. Her in-ring stuff has really gotten better, and she has become a top performer. She has gotten her matches are like must-watches on pay-per-views, and they were like getting a lot of hype, and obviously because of her past. And the matches have just been some of the most exciting stuff that has happened so far.
So you think she's less stiff, or the stiffness isn't bothering you
I think she's
as
less
much?
stiff. Okay. Oh yeah. She was stiff in the beginning. I was worried about her hurting other wrestlers, right? But you see that she's learned. She's a pro. My stuff is not with that. Last night something really strange happened. She's, as we call in the Schmodown and in wrestling, a baby face is a good guy, a heel is a bad guy. So Ronda Rousey went in as she's the champion of Monday Night Raw. She went in as the face, okay? And she was going in she was supposed to fight Becky Lynch, who right now is like the basically what Stone Cold Steve Austin was back in the 90s. She is huge right now, and it's the first time I think ever in WWE where I could say that the main star of all of WWE is a woman.
A woman, yeah.
And
everybody's saying that right now.
She is absolutely the crowd response that she gets, the types of cheers she gets, but she got a concussion on last Monday night, forced her out against Ronda Rousey. So then Ric Flair's daughter, Charlotte Flair, fought. Charlotte Flair wound up going heel last night, hitting Ronda Rousey with a chair, getting disqualified, doing all this stuff. And the crowd booed Ronda Rousey unmercifully. Like, it was brutal. Like, Los Angeles, she's from California, or at least that's where she resides. And it was, you could see her face. I was texting with Jay Washington last night and Ryan Satin, but I didn't understand why LA turned on her, right? And like, she's walking out, and you see this look. It looked like a real, like they say, a shoot. It looked real. She could not believe why the crowd was, because the crowd was supposed to be cheering for her and getting all psyched up, but they were booing her. And it was really, really weird. I don't know if anybody watched last night.
Do you think it's because they love Charlotte so much, and that's why, or what are your theories?
I think that it's a couple of things. And again, I think that the Wrestling Sheet guys are really going to break it down, Roka and Satin. But I think that the first thing is because Becky Lynch was supposed to fight. They were excited for her to fight. She didn't. So they would have been cheering for Becky Lynch over Ronda Rousey also, because of the way it's very similar to what happened with Stone Cold Steve Austin back in like the late 90s in the Attitude Era, when the bad guy, because remember when we were kids, it was Hulk Hogan, Ricky Steamboat, the good guys were the ones who everyone rooted for. And then with times, the audience changed, and the Stone Cold Steve Austin, the guy flipping people off, cursing, drinking beer, represented more of what the audience really was more than anything, and they cheered for him. I think Becky Lynch is starting to go into that, and she's supposed to be bad, but people don't care. They are really loving what she's doing, and Ronda Rousey's more like the old school baby face, comes out, smiles all the time.
But why would they boo Ronda when Becky wasn't even playing?
Because I think because they're pissed off she wasn't there. They wanted to see her, and then because Becky Lynch appointed Charlotte Flair to represent her, it's still part of her team.
Yeah.
I guess. And the other thing is too, maybe. So Roman Reigns, for those who aren't wrestling fans, was a wrestler who was getting pushed down people's throats, really, and pushed into the main event, and the audience resisted it, and he was supposed to be a face, and they booed him. And I think that Ronda Rousey deserves a little bit more respect than in that aspect, because I think she's been doing really well inside the ring. So
did you feel bad for her?
I did a little bit. Yeah, I did feel bad for her. But, I mean, I got it on one side of things, but it was just really fascinating that they turned on her because I've seen other events where they've been going crazy for her, like just nuts. And I don't know where the shift came. But it's just see. I think that doesn't even necessarily have to be. You don't have to be a wrestling fan. And, there's probably people in watching right now going, "Oh, that's all about wrestling, move on." But it's more about a fascinating thing to me, like that shift. Like, isn't it? I mean, you don't have to be a wrestling fan, but that's interesting, no?
It's interesting, and it's interesting when I start to notice it, because I'm not a wrestling fan. I don't follow along this, and I saw a huge reaction on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what's going on? Why are people mad at Ronda Rousey?
Right.
Like, because I saw Satin's tweet. He's like, this is weird. Why is everybody booing her? Like, this doesn't make sense. They were saying like, nah, hey, blah, blah. They're like, to get her out of there. And I'm like, why? I thought she was a face. I thought she was cool.
I don't know why. Is Satin in the office?
I haven't seen him.
Who are you asking?
Hold on, let me find him. Hold on.
All right. Because if he's in the, I would like to get his.
I'd love that.
I'd like to get his.
I don't think he's
not
here.
Okay.
What time do people get here?
I don't know. I'm supposed to go to Monday Night Raw with him tonight.
We just
so I hope he
roll
gets
in
here.
whenever.
Really?
Yeah, I'm supposed to go to Raw. I want to. And because of that last night, I've gone to a few. Remember when I worked for WWE leading up to that, I was a huge fan.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, knew all the history, knew everything. When I stopped working for them, I stopped paying attention altogether. But because of Schmodown over the last 2-3 years, I started getting back into it.
Yeah.
I've been to 3, I think, WWE events since. And I've enjoyed them the same way. But I think that this one I'm really looking forward to because of what we just talked about.
Yeah.
And I want to see how Ronda responds, or how they're going to write her to respond. Like, are they going to turn her heel? Like, what are they going to do?
I was just going to say, is she going to go heel then? Is she going to come out and go, you know what? Fuck you, and just like throws it up? There's one, by the
but
way.
here's the
Feels
thing.
a little soon.
Oh man.
But here's the reason why I think maybe not, because the girl that she's fighting next, this girl Nia Jax, who's like this, she's the Rock's cousin, I think, and so she is under a lot of heat right now because she's the one who gave Becky Lynch a concussion. She if you see the clip, she legit punched Becky Lynch, broke her face, and gave her like bloody nose and concussion, right? And she got a lot of shit from the fans. So they're fighting.
Kind of deserved. but-
Yes, of course, because you got to be careful
Yeah.
there. This is your star attraction. You got to be careful, and some people think that it was done on purpose.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. You got to protect the star, and that's not what happened. And the fans really let her have it last night. So I think that the fans would support Ronda over her, but who the hell knows? It was very fascinating to me why the audience changed. And I'm curious if it was just a different audience. Like maybe tonight when Ronda comes out, the fans like cheer her. I don't know.
I kind of think after last night, more people have fuel to cheer her.
You would think, unless they catch on and go, you know what? Because it's a mob mentality sometimes, right? Maybe it's the other side of it.
That's why I feel like probably happened last night, like night of mob mentality. But I think most people, from who I've talked to so far, most people are like, what the F was that?
It was weird.
Yeah.
It was really weird because she didn't do anything she actually did everything to get cheers from. Like, she was attacked in the locker room. She came out to represent. She was excited to be in California to represent where she's from, and they just weren't having it. It was bizarre. It was really bizarre. But anyway, that was just something I thought was pretty fascinating. We talked about afterthoughts. How are we doing box office this week? Can you guys bring up the box office? What's because I know that I got into a big debate, by the way, and this is something was very interesting. So I was on my way to the grocery store, and I decided to tweet a little mini review.
You in your grocery store?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, I saw
Facebook.
this. I saw this.
Yeah, it was
Of like 5 different movies you quickly mentioned. I'm disappointed with movies this month or something.
It was this week. I was like, you know, as I look at the movies coming out, and I was wrong because someone brought up, well, what about Instant Family? I was like, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even bring up Instant Family, but I brought up the fact that what was disappointing was that the Fantastic Beasts 2 was fine. I liked it more than most. Everyone else didn't like it.
Yeah, you seem to be in a very small minority because people are hating this thing. Emma Fyffe and Rachel Cushing
hated it.
Yeah, like Rachel, I was talking to on Saturday night, and she said something very interesting. She's like, "It's our Star Wars prequels." Right. She like said it like that, and I'm like, okay.
And the thing with that is that, and it was Rachel who had commented on my post. We're on both sides on both the movies I posted because she doesn't like Fantastic Beasts. She loved Widows.
I can't believe how many people love
Love
Widows. Everybody I'm talking to loves Widows.
Yeah. People, and I think
don't get it.
So my friend. So this is the thing that. So my friend Rick Ingram, who's one of the funniest comedians that I know, I think that he is. I don't know if anybody could touch him as far as how smart he is inside of like improv. And if you ever have a chance to see Rick Ingram at the Comedy Store, do it. And I need to get him on the show. He lives in Calabasas. Luckily enough, his house was okay, you know, with the fires and everything. But he had commented. He made this big comment on my post. And then I saw another good friend of mine, Mark Andreyko, make a comment towards the post as well. But it was towards Rick, and I was like, Ingram versus Andreyko.
Here we go.
I was like, I told Ellis, I said, get a chair. Tyson Holyfield 1 is about to start. And it did. And the two of them went down, and they just went after each other about this particular post. But the movie itself, Widows, a lot of people, it seems to elicit a lot of conversation. And I think that because another critic, Yolanda Machado, had responded to me and said, well, I think that if you're looking for an action movie or a heist film, that's not what this is. And I said, I actually wasn't looking for that. I was not because I think a lot of people were, but I wasn't because Steve McQueen, I know what he is, you know, capable of. And I'm clearly 94%. A lot of people love the movie.
I know.
What did it do? How did we wound up doing 12 million. Ooh. Yeah, 12 million. And it costs how much? We have it. 42 million. No, it's not that good. 19 million worldwide. So those people who are seeing it love it, but it doesn't seem like a lot of people are seeing it. So, and then Instant Family did 14. Instant Family, though, I think suffers from the fact of past. So
100%.
Yeah,
it is so sad that it's suffering for previous crimes of daddy.
It's exactly right.
And him being home.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of when what was Live Die Repeat finally called? Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
I think it was the opposite.
Well, no.
Edge of Tomorrow was eventually called Live Die Repeat.
Whatever.
For the Blu-ray.
No,
That's correct.
Right. It was it released in the theater as Edge of Tomorrow.
And then it Live Die Repeated.
Yeah. But
great movie.
Great movie. But a lot of people thought it was going to be Oblivion. That was the biggest complaint from everybody, is that Oblivion was gorgeous looking, but this is a pretty stinky movie. And people were like, oh, it's the same movie. And it wasn't even close to the same movie. And I think that's the same thing with Instant Family. Guilty by association, because Mark Wahlberg was in the daddy movies. and it's like...
which I didn't mind.
Did you? Well, you should see Instant Family, dude. You would love Instant Family. You would love it.
Yeah, I was surprised at how well that people were like, this is really good.
Yeah.
And it was. For me, I was like, I saw a commercial and I went, I'm not seeing that. That was dumb.
Bohemian Rhapsody crushing though.
Yeah,
127 mils so far overall, huh?
Yeah.
It's great.
I think also Instant Family, Wahlberg lost a lot of his core audience. Boston is so mad at him still.
From
Why?
From releasing his Boston bombing movie, where it was not
Too soon?
No, not just too soon, but a character that did not exist. Him playing, and all of that. There were like massive riots. It's kind of like how Boston turned on Dane Cook at some point.
Oh, wow.
They really have turned on Wahlberg. When I go home, like huge anti-Wahlberg
wow,
sentiment.
I did not know
That's
that.
interesting.
I don't know if the rest of the country does realize that.
didn't
but
realize that.
Bostonians really completely turned on him.
Wow, because I really like that movie.
I really like Wahlberg.
Yeah.
I'm not somebody who did, but he said a couple stupid things in a row. You guys remember after 9/11 when he was like, if I had been on the plane, it wouldn't have happened.
Oh.
When he said that, and then like doing this for Boston, people just find him to be pretty insensitive.
Yeah.
And if Bostonians think you're insensitive, oh boy.
Right. Wow, I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I did like that movie. Let's see. Dr. Seuss, The Grinch, 126 mil so far, but Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald did do the 62 million that we thought it would do around that.
Well, 12 million less than the original. Well, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So, but it performed well overseas. 253 million.
Yeah, I mean,
It wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean it's down in the States, obviously.
You know what it was?
fine.
So my neighbor had texted me and said, "Listen, I saw your review and the stuff you were talking about Collide Live about Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald. I'm gonna."
Ooh, which neighbor? Somebody we talk crap about?
No, not the ones across the street.
Okay.
The medical students, the ones I like.
Good.
And they and so he was like, "Should I go see it?" From the review, it seems like no. I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. Did you like the first one?" Because I love the first one. Then you should definitely see it to see where the story continues. He saw it with his girlfriend and came back and he said, "I liked it."
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, and that's kind of. Did you end up seeing it?
I haven't seen it yet.
Are you gonna see it?
I'm gonna see it. Yeah,
see
Julie
it.
wants to see it. She loves the Harry Potter franchise,
Yeah.
and she really liked Fantastic Beasts. So we rewatched it in preparation for this, and she's like, "Why do people not like this?" She's like, "I love this."
Well, I think also the fact that she's all into like Doctor Strange type yoga-y, all different like magic stuff. She'll be fine going to this.
Yep,
Brett,
exactly.
you got any interest in this movie?
Yeah, I mean, I want to see it. I'm not going to go to the theater because I never go to the theater. But
Right.
Is this too? Is this aged out for your kids?
No. We did Fantastic Beasts with my son, and I've watched, did all the Harry Potters with him.
Right.
This one feels a
daughter
little
would be
scary.
scared though.
No, she is scared at
Everything. She'd be scared. This one's scary. This was probably the scariest one out of all the movies.
We've had to leave. Like I had to leave the what is it? The little dinosaur. Or the what was that?
No, the Good Dinosaur
The
was
Good
scary,
Dinosaur.
man.
Oh,
yeah.
she was pretty small at the time, but yeah,
It's true.
she cries it. We tried things and she starts crying.
Do you guys ever just look at them and just say like, "Suck it up"?
No, I mean we're like it's
No.
It's like please just no. And I explained to her it's just pretend, it's and this happens in all movies. There's going to be any sort of peril for her is just devastating.
You'd think that you would say that, but you wouldn't.
I'm not ready.
No.
That's so funny. That was straight out of my fiance's mouth.
Yeah.
I love
She
her.
with kids. Sometimes with my niece, she'll do stuff, and Julia will look at me, and it's my sister. She's raising her kid, and Julia will look at me and go, "I fucking slap her."
Yeah.
And she would just be like, "I ain't taking that shit."
All the time, the best parenting I ever saw, I was at a pool and there was a mom I did not know with a kid. And the kid came running over and she was crying and she's like, "Sally told me that I did." And the mom just said, "Be chill. Be chill."
Right.
And the daughter looks up and was like, "Okay, Mom, I'll be chill,
that
Mom."
kind of stuff for sure.
Like,
I mean,
that's all I'm going to say. Just be chill.
Perfect example is I took my daughter to karate this weekend, right? So she had one moment. She didn't understand what the sensei was saying. She had an emotional kind of moment, and the sensei was like, "She's not listening." So sent her out for a second. I took her. I said, "Take a breath, relax." And she breathed. I said, "Now get back in there and do your job."
Yeah.
And she went in there and she did it. And she turned and she wound up really doing well. But you got to have conversations like that for sure. But it's just like, stop crying, you turd. Like, you can't. That you can't
Suck
say.
it up, child.
My daughter is so emotional, and I think she got it from me, or 100%.
No.
But I mean, like she
Sounds
is
weird.
inconsolable at times about just the smallest things. Like I made a joke, like I'd go, "Hey, we should move to New Orleans and live with Uncle Packy."
She took it
and she's
literal.
like, "I like my
Yeah.
school
Yeah.
and my friend," and just I'm like, and then it was 10 minutes of, "Honey, it's all right.
So
We're
is
not
that
moving."
nature or nurture?
I don't know. I mean, my son is very, logical and whatever, like my wife, and I don't know if it might be a combination of both. But
Well, my daughter just ended. I think I told you. I don't know if I told you on this story, but we went to the haunted house for her school thing.
Oh yeah.
And I think I told you we were
Yeah.
online, and she wanted to go check this haunted house out. And this haunted house was like at her school. It was legit. It was legit what they did. And as we're on the line, this family, this mother was a very nice family, and the mother looks over and she just goes and she's like, "Oh, I didn't." To my daughter, she's like, "She's trying to play up the scenario." She's like, "I didn't see anybody come out of there." And my daughter looks at her, she goes, "Don't scare me." And like that, she started like getting upset and crying. But anyway,
You turned back, right? You guys
we
went in, you
we
didn't
went
make it
in.
through.
We went in, and then she's just like, "No, I'm good,"
Nah.
and we left. But she wants to try it again next year. We'll see. So there was a couple things that I watched besides Saturday Night Live. I watched "Can You Ever Forgive Me?"
Oh,
What
yeah.
is that?
That's the Melissa McCarthy
I want to
movie.
see that. That's
yeah.
a big one. I'm hearing good things from her. That she's
well,
great.
of course she's going to say she's good in it.
No. I'm yeah, I said that wrong. I'm hearing great things about her performance.
Yeah, and then Richard Harris. Not Richard Harris. He passed away.
Good transition.
Give me his name, Cobbster, for the
Richard E. Grant.
Thank you, Richard E. Grant.
That's not Cobbster.
No, but Richard E. Grant, who is in episode 9. Richard E. Grant is probably going to get nominated for
Really?
Best Supporting
He was
Actor.
really great.
He was great. Did you like the movie, Alex?
I really liked it.
Me too.
It's very good.
Thanks.
Very, very good.
What'd you like about it?
At least he had feelings on it.
It's true.
I do. I loved Melissa McCarthy's performance. It was very, it was very good. Yeah, what did you think of it, Kristian?
Thank you, Alex.
But okay,
I'm
let
having
me.
trouble
I want to get
thinking
to the
about it
bottom of
again.
this. Is
One
it
sec.
because you're nervous on the mic, or because you
He can
don't know
talk.
your opinion?
No, but he can talk. It's like when you talk to him outside.
I know.
Yeah, I think he shuts down the mic.
Yeah,
but don't
just
you
on the
but-
mic.
Yeah, but don't you perform in front of like a bunch of people
Yeah,
when you're
like
singing?
all
I
the
do,
people.
but give me a guitar and I'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
And to be
Okay,
fair,
well,
me and
maybe we
Cody
should.
were moving around like
Yeah.
jackasses, making him laugh.
So there's a keyboard in my car. Go take the keyboard, and I want you to sing me your opinion.
Yeah.
Can you do
Sing it
that?
to you?
No.
Sure.
He's got a dope voice.
He's got a great voice. He's a very good singer. Movie is, if you don't know, Can You Forgive Me? It's a serious turn from, and Melissa McCarthy's done that before. She was also in that movie with Bill Murray, to where she was on the more serious
Oh
side.
yeah,
I think, too. Saint Vincent.
Vincent,
Saint
Vincent.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was excellent.
I'm gonna say that
I
I came
love
up
that
with
movie.
that first.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, you did.
It's tied. We'll give you the tie.
Saint Vincent. Saint Vincent.
There you go.
Give it to her.
But so this movie is about Israel is her last name. I forget her first name. Alex, chime in if you remember. But so she is an author who is down on her luck. It's a true story. Mid 90s, can't sell anything. So she starts forging these letters from like famous actors, famous authors, and selling them around. She sold over 400 of these things, right?
Wow.
Made a lot of money. And then, obviously the FBI comes in and
How'd they catch her? Oh, don't tell me.
That's part of the movie, probably.
But Richard E. Grant is like her friend who she meets along the way and gets involved with it, and it's I really liked it.
Lee Israel.
Lee Israel,
Lee
that's
Israel.
right. Yeah, and she
Israel.
Lee Israel wound up making
Lee Israel.
Saint
Lee
Vincent
Israel.
Lee Israel wound up making a memoir because of all this, and one of her most brilliant works.
Israel.
So, but you should check it out. Lee Israel. Lee
so
Israel.
calm in there. I want your chillness,
Who?
Alex. It's just the Lee Israel.
He's writing a song. And then there's the other. Can you bring up Reilly's Instagram, please? Bring up Reilly's Instagram because please. Reilly posted a picture over the weekend, and I have never been able to look inside of someone's head the way that I did inside of this picture.
The picture with
Yeah.
Julie?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
It
All right,
has nothing to do with
no,
me
no,
and
no,
Julie.
Just wait. So bring up the picture. Here's the picture. If you go to Reilly's Instagram, if you want to play along at home. So here's a picture of Reilly and his girlfriend, his fiance, excuse me. Yeah. And they are looking nice, dapper.
Nice little lens flare in there.
Yeah.
Look at
I
you,
know.
JJ.
So, can you-
Yeah.
so scroll down to the comments on the bottom and find mine, please, if you will. It's in there somewhere. Okay, there it is. So bottom right. What is that idiot doing now? Is that the woman on the right? Why I said, you know why I put that in there, Roxy?
Why?
That's Tom Danino's girlfriend. And Riley, how accurate was I?
You're very accurate.
What was he doing?
I really like her, though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, she's great.
I believe the conversation was like, hey, this was this wine walk here in Burbank. It was fantastic. You go from tasting section to tasting section. They close up the streets.
Was
live
Roxy
music.
invited?
What? I wasn't invited.
I'm sorry.
Roxy.
Can I
Yeah,
come?
we bought tickets. Yeah, you can come.
Wait, you like wine?
Yeah, I
love
love
wine.
wine. I can't remember what he said, but we were like, where should we go next? Why don't we go here? Why don't we go here? And he says something, like, hey, why don't we go over there? And he goes, no, I can't go over there. There's like a bunch of people there we don't like. He said, something like nonsense. And I take the picture as Erica's like, oh, Tom,
Yeah, and that's
did
perfect.
that.
Yeah.
And that's
I
her
would
face.
love to send a video crew for a week with those two.
It's,
Do you think
I've
she'll
gotten
come on live?
I don't know if she would. I don't think she's
She's not really, yeah.
I don't think
so
she's a camera radio person.
This is hysterical because Erica is going to be
I don't think he'd let us.
in in Julie's bridal party.
Oh,
They've become
they're good
damn good friends, close friends. So by proxy, I'm hanging out with Tom
a lot,
quite a bit.
Yeah.
And so
I remember the first time you really met him.
Yeah,
because she's so normal.
She's so normal.
Yeah.
She's so
in
nice.
a good way, not in like a bland
No,
way.
They balance each other out, but then some of the he'll say something nonsense,
Right.
and she's just right there with Tom, don't be that guy.
She's awesome. Yeah,
She's-
it's
she
just
is.
so and then it's just because he's such an enigma.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
What time
It
is
is
it,
what it
boys?
is.
And
Game
girls?
time.
Not yet. We're gonna play the game. We're gonna play the game today.
It's
We're gonna-
10:45.
I didn't even mean it like that. Just what time is it? Game
And
time.
game time. Well, it's going to be game time today. But let's talk about some. Let's talk about some news here. Anything interesting in the world of
Yeah,
news?
well, it's been kind of slow, but they just finally dropped the Deadpool, Once Upon a Deadpool.
Oh, the trailer?
The PG-13, and
How
it's
was
all with Fred Savage.
Does it look good?
It's kind of funny.
Yeah?
Like Fred Savage is like, he's like, oh, this is a Marvel movie.
All right,
And-
let me see the beginning of this thing.
yeah, and it's kind of funny. He's like,
You gonna go?
It's a Marvel movie.
I wasn't going to until I found out that it was going to help out kids.
Which they're still not.
Yeah,
like,
Christmas.
can-
A good guy in red is coming to
see this
theaters
confirmed.
with his new sidekick, Fred.
Why am I here?
You're in a PG-13 version of Deadpool, filtered through the prism of childlike innocence.
I'm a
and
grown
nobody
man.
does childlike innocence like you, Fred. Nobody. I need you almost as much as you need me.
I don't need you at
You
all.
need me to untie you once we're done. I loved your working up.
I'm sorry?
Don't get too attached.
Once upon a Deadpool.
Nobody's
Got it
laughing.
For Marvel movies.
We are Marvel.
Yeah, but you're, Marvel licensed by Fox. It's like if the Beatles were produced by Nickelback. It's music, but it sucks.
That's
You were
good.
nicer as a kid.
Rated PG-13.
I like that bit. That bit was great.
That bit was
but
good.
did we just see the whole movie?
Yeah, so
More
it's
or
just
less.
they're cut. I guess they're going to cut around the swearing, or I don't know
How
what they're
many
going to do
times
with
do you think
it,
we're
but-
realistically going to flash to them?
Oh, a lot.
7?
yeah.
I think
More than 7?
Probably. I mean, whatever they did for Princess Bride, probably around the same. I think.
Which,
that-
speaking of which, William Goldman,
I know,
who
he's
wrote it,
passed away.
I
which
know.
is he is a titan when it comes to screenwriting and novels. Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid, All the President's Men,
Yeah.
Princess
Princess
Bride.
Bride, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of a, sad timing.
It is.
It's my second favorite movie of all time.
Princess Bride.
Yeah.
So
Princess
good.
Bride is such
And
a great
again,
movie.
I'll say it once, I'll say it twice. I have issue with anybody who has issue with this movie.
I don't know a lot of people do. I know that.
Yeah.
I know it's Bonnie Somerville's favorite movie, and I remember when I was with her and we were talking to Ellis, making sure that Ellis was he had never seen it.
Yeah.
And then Ellis saw it, loved it.
You think Dorian's seen it?
I don't know if Dorian.
We're
haven't
gonna
seen
get
it.
Dorian in probably tomorrow to he's gonna review Unbreakable. He saw
Okay,
it.
good. He saw
Oh,
it.
I love
Yeah.
that movie.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have him talk about that.
great.
But we had I'm trying to think. He definitely hasn't seen. My daughter has seen half of it. She's gonna figure out the other half of it.
I highly
Wow.
recommend if you like
That's
if you
scary.
like the movie and you want more, read the book that Goldman wrote. It's
Oh, did he write the book, too?
He wrote the book
Oh, wow.
too, and it is such
Yeah.
a great
I
book.
know. Well, Clark Wolf just tweeted that out. To say
Yeah.
if you love the movie, you should check out the book because the book itself is
It's fantastic.
great.
You
Yeah,
get
once
you get
you
a
go.
lot more of the
I
mythology.
wonder if he reads it on audio.
Who?
If he did.
William Goldman?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else? Is there something else?
Just a
going
lot of not really. I
No?
mean, then the new Aquaman, the final Aquaman trailer dropped. I guess people are liking it.
on? I'm
Yeah.
already in. I already want to see it. And
Yeah, I don't need
I know
to see
people
it
have
anymore.
seen it already too. They can't say whether they liked it or not. Did you see it yet?
No, I haven't seen it. The only people I saw were Almaine Bay and Tiffany.
Yeah, and
Frosty and Dorian
Dorian
saw it.
They saw it.
They just can't say anything about
Yeah.
it yet, but they saw it. So I mean that'll be right around the corner. I mean Creed 2, you didn't see it
I'm going
yet.
tonight.
You're going tonight. Okay, good. Was that okay? So Creed 2.
Yes, thanks.
You're welcome.
Lonnie, I said I haven't seen Creed.
Yeah,
and
that's the
I
first
said
one.
people love it, and they're excited about Creed 2. We saw a preview or whatever, and she's like, I don't know if I want to.
You should watch the first one.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if she liked Rocky. Though.
Wait, are
matter.
you allowed to talk
Doesn't-
about it yet?
Yeah, I did a review out.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So
I
you-
like it a lot. It's not as good as the first one.
Is it better than the trailer? Is it worse than the trailer makes it out to be? Because the trailer made it out to be like one of the best movies ever.
No, it's not as good as the trailer. But
well
it-
done trailer.
One.
It did its job.
But it's a good movie, and I think that it's a really good sequel.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I loved the way that they handled the Dragos. I think that the Dragos are the most interesting characters in the whole movie.
How many fights? Don't tell us.
I'm gonna tell you.
Tell us.
There's a good amount.
One,
There's
two,
a good amount of fights.
Are there 3 fights?
A good amount of fights is more
There are
than
4.
one. One is not a good amount of
No,
fights.
no.
5
It's
fights?
the movie itself
7 fights.
is 333 fights.
Wow.
It's just the whole
Sam
movie. is
Smith.
just-
That was way off.
How
But
often is
I'll
Fred
tell
Savage
you,
in it?
Riley, one of the things I'm very curious when you see it. Are you seeing it tonight as well?
Creed, no. We are going to go Thanksgiving.
So when you see it, I'm very curious to hear your opinion on the score. Because for me, I thought the score was a little invasive.
That's what I heard. Yeah. So, and it's no, it's not Conti. So,
Did Ellis feel the same way you did?
do you know who did
No,
it?
he liked the score. Yeah, I don't.
Interesting.
I want to see, but he's not. He doesn't really ever even pay attention to the score too. I think so. I think that one he just wanted to argue with me to argue. I liked it. Do you remember it? No. But do you? Can you see who actually wrote that? That's
The score?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I wonder if it's the same person who did the because Conti obviously has passed on. But there's still Conti themes throughout this one also.
Does the Rocky theme show up?
Yes,
Yeah,
it does.
okay.
And classic things. The newer stuff I just felt was just okay. But the movie itself I really liked. I thought it's a good sequel. I think people will enjoy it. It's definitely don't expect Creed, the first Creed, because it's not.
Ludwig Göransson?
Did he
Yeah,
do
he was
both?
the same one who did the first Creed.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's done both.
All right. Yeah. Maybe it was just the way that it was
He
used.
also did
But
Black Panther. Yeah.
That's
I mean,
right.
pretty much all of Ryan Coogler.
Ryan
stuff.
Coogler. Yeah, that's right.
Ryan Coogler.
Oh, didn't we just get him for something? Was it Bird to Prey or something?
Not
Did
sure.
we just get some Black Panther or somebody? Oh.
I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I think everybody should go and see it. I think people will really enjoy it. So go check it out. Is that it? Is that everything?
No, there's that whole popular film Oscar category.
What's going on with this?
So this guy, one of the Academy members, like, no, we're still mulling about. We're trying to figure it out. And that, of course, caused everybody to lose their mind again and be like, just get rid of it.
Literally every person was happy when they said they weren't doing it.
Yeah.
I didn't talk to one person that was like, oh, man.
Yeah, so when it comes out, everybody loses their mind and they go, whoop, whoop, and they pull it back. And so then this guy comes out and says, no, we're still considering it. And everybody's like, why?
This, to me, seems like a George Lucas Jar Jar thing.
Yeah.
Like, to where it's like, hey, the fans don't like Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Oh, screw him.
F you, here he is.
Yeah, here he is. And so he puts him in Clone Wars because he knows it's going to piss him off.
Yeah.
And it seems like the same type of thing. It's just like, oh, well, we're going to do it. Or we're going to try it. We're going to because they really think that that's going to pull people in, and it's not. It is a stupid move.
You know what I watched this weekend? I hadn't seen yet, but speaking of popular and people thinking that it should be for Black Panther, did you guys watch Michael B. Jordan's 73 Questions with Vogue as he walks through his house?
No. Is it
Oh my!
good?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
He lives with his parents. They live with him. They like cook for him.
Yeah.
Like he's
very
just got
close
the
to
whole.
his parents,
It was freaking adorable. I definitely recommend it.
He took his mom. Well, I went to the screening last year. Or I went to last year, 2015, of the Creed Junket in Philadelphia. When I was with Fandango, they took me out there,
right.
and he was with his mom, and we were on the elevator with his mom, actually, me and Gray Drake, and she was so proud. And it was really cool to see. But they're very tight, and
It was so cute, but
Yeah.
they like are acting in it, and you can tell they're just not actors, and
Yeah.
so they're like waiting for their one part, which is handing him something, and they don't know when to do it. They're
that's
like
cute.
a couple, it's
Very
really
cute.
good. Check it out. It's only a few
cool.
minutes.
Okay, listen. So that's everything for this first hour. It's been a good hour thus far. When we get back, Bill Maher is a complete moron, and we're going to talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
And this is coming from somebody who used to be a fan. He's a putz, and we're going to talk about it in a little bit. And we are also going to be joined by Ben Lyons, who's going to be joining us in studio, and we're going to be playing the game. That's right. The game returns right after the break.
Hello there. No, it's not late to the party. That's actually from Obi-Wan Kenobi. You didn't know that? Well, you should, and now you do. Jedi Council. What is it? It's about Star Wars, obviously. It's Jedi Council. Every week, the latest and greatest in Star Wars movie news. Myself and Ken Knapsack, that's right, the pit boss himself. We have a guest on, and we talk about everything happening in the world of Star Wars. If it's the movie news, the TV news, canon news, comic books, games. And then we take questions from you guys on Facebook and Twitter. It's a lot of fun. We've been doing it for a couple of years now. I'm still excited talking about it. The fan base is coming together again. I believe it is. I think it is. I hope it is. And we're talking Star Wars, so we'd like you. That's right. All of you. If you're not a fan of Star Wars, come on over and join us every Thursday for Collider Jedi Council here on Collider Video. And we have an Apple Podcast feed or Podcast One, wherever you want to go if you listen to podcasts. And not only do you get Collider Jedi Council every week on Thursday, The Rule of Two with Mark Fernandez and Mark Reilly, that's on every week. I believe it drops on Wednesday. It's on one of these days. It's a good show. You should listen to it. I like it. I listen to it. I haven't listened to it once.
Hey guys, Ryan Satin here from ProWrestlingSheet.com. And if you're a pro wrestling fan, which I hope you are, even if it's in secret, then you should be checking out Wrestling Sheet Radio Weekly. We've got a bunch of shows in the podcast feed. We've got weekly recaps from myself and John Roca, which you guys will probably know from the Collider family. That's for Raw, that's for SmackDown. We've also got the weekly roundup of wrestling news. It's a show I host called Wrestling Sheet Radio with Jamie Iovine and Elijah Bates. And we've also got a bunch of other stuff in our YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/wrestling sheet. So check it out, subscribe, and I hope you guys dig it.
Hey everyone, Mark Ellis here. You know, when I'm not trying to clone dinosaurs or drinking at my neighborhood watering hole, I am probably hosting Collider Movie Talk. It's a flagship show here at Collider. I like to say that because I'm the host of it. It's every day, almost. It's 4 days a week, which is still pretty good, above 50%. You can watch it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. 4 p.m. Los Angeles time is when we do it. It's live, so you can participate in the live chat room. Go ahead and give us your thoughts on every story we have coming because it's all the latest movie news of the day. Who did what at the box office? What horrible Redbox movies Bruce Willis signed on to? The DC, the Marvel, the Star Warses, the Lord of the Rings. Are they making new? I think it's a TV show, and we still might talk about it anyway because we love movies around here. It's myself and an expert panel of guests, including John Roca, Perry Nemiroff, Jeff Snyder, and other noted noters of note. You guys are going to love this show, and then we take your live Twitter questions at the end of the show at Collider Video. You can always use the hashtag Collider Movie Talk to get in touch with us, so subscribe right here to Collider Video. Check out Movie Talk, and check out the Collider Movie Talk podcast feed. We have a podcast feed now. You don't have to look at this handsomeness. You can just listen to it, whether you're driving to work, whether you're driving from work, or you don't have a job, but you have a basement and ears. You can listen to Collider Movie Talk's feed. You can get it at Apple Podcasts or on iTunes. You also get Mailbag. That's the show that's hosted by Perry Nemiroff, a lot more professionally than I run this pirate ship. That's our weekend show where she takes your letters. I don't know if you write them or you email them. You have to ask her. And Afterthoughts, hosted by Ryan Snelling and Jay Williams. I almost said Ryan Williams and Jay Snelling. Would anybody have known the difference? I certainly would. I would have felt bad about it because I'm a nice person, and that's why I host Collider Movie Talk. Check it out in video form or on our podcast feed.
What's up, Collider fans? If you are a fan of television and you want to watch a guy that looks like me and a guy named Thad Williams talk about TV every single Friday, subscribe to the Collider channel. Collider Podcast is where you can find the video. We have our own iTunes feed, hashtag at Collider TV Talk. You can find on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts and you listen to them in your ear holes. That's where Collider TV Talk comes at you. We talk about TV news. We talk about shows we love, shows that we don't love, and most importantly, we don't read any books because TV has nothing to do with reading. We also have a show called Hypothetical Questions with myself and Roxy Striar and all kinds of reviews right here at the Collider Podcast channel and the Collider TV Talk feed. Subscribe, rate, like, tell your friends, tell all your friends to tell their friends, and before you know it, it's a pyramid scheme of television. I'm Josh Macuga. You can see Thad Williams and myself along with Roxy Striar and all the Collider personalities all the time right here on Collider TV Talk. As always, put down the book, pick up the remote.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Movie Mance, and just to let you know, if you already don't, every Friday here on Collider Video, I host a weekly film review series called Movie Review Talk. The title says it all. Every week I'm joined by two guest critics of my choice, and they're never the same. We review the new films. We pick something that's streaming that you might not know about, but is really great. And we pick a Blu-ray for something that you might have missed in theaters. It is fun. It is infectious. It is the Citizen Kane of movie review shows, and it's only right here on Collider with this guy, Scott Movie Mance, Mr. Movie Release Dates himself. Check it out every Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, only on Collider Video.
And Collider Live is back. It is, what the hell's today, Monday?
Is that Creed music? No. What is this?
No, what is that from?
This is from Colossal.
Colossal. Oh, you love that movie.
I love that movie.
Can't get my wife to watch it.
It's a great movie.
All right, so there's a little bit of a mystery going on in here. It's a big mystery going on. So we're having a conversation. I was talking to Roxy. I got a lot of cool guests coming up on one-on-one. I got Dan Merle is coming out this week.
I've heard of him.
Just had that'll be coming out really soon. Nice. That'll be coming out this week. Then next week, Kathy Kelly from WWE AfterBuzz. We've known her back in the day. She was on Schmoes, but she's blown up on the WWE scene.
Holy
her and I sat down. She's great. She's such a sweetheart. I love her. And she's going to be. We only talked for like 50 minutes because she was on a rush. The next show was coming in.
Is it 15 or 50?
50.
Is that only?
Yeah, I mean, and this going to transition into you're going to be on pretty soon too. There's no way I'm going to talk to you for 50 minutes. It's going to be like a 2-hour show. Dan and I were like an hour and 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, and like Richard Dreyfuss was 2:15. That's my record thing.
I don't know who has more
Richard
to talk about
Dreyfuss
though.
is the greatest.
What I'm saying is that you and I will have like I think Sinead was close to like 2 hours, and we didn't even scratch
She's
the
one of your
surface.
favorite ones, you said.
Yeah, she was one of the first ones to realize like that what the show could be, and she was just there was no filter, and I know you would be the same way. I know that when I have you on there, it's going to be pretty good. So, and then not only will I have a one-on-one with you, then we're going to turn the tables and we're going to do another episode where you're going to do a one-on-one with me, and so Roxy's going to be hosting that one to where.
That's pretty exciting.
That'll be fun. So we'll be doing that one. That's over the next couple of weeks. But the reason that all came about is I was telling Roxy that. And then I was just saying how, I learned so much about Kathy Kelly and this. And she's like, oh, yeah, about that. And she's like, well, actually, no, this has nothing to do with that. The microphone stinks real bad, the one that she's on. And I was like, I don't know. I think you might be exaggerating.
No, it's like what? I mean, honestly, like I was gonna say it on air again, but I was like, somebody's gonna track back whose it was. It's we can't sit and guess here. It's so
it's like
so
it
bad.
Stinks, right?
It stinks.
So my
so
thing
I tried to get you to smell it.
But I didn't. And
No.
Yours don't stink.
But here's what I did. I didn't smell it. So I said, Ryan, you smell it. He says, no. So Brett comes in. I said, Brett, you got to smell it. He goes, all right. So Brett comes in.
You smelled it?
Hey, wait, I'll tell you. So we're going to have a verdict. So if it's just your weird nose or if it stinks. Brett.
Did you really smell it?
He went in there. Brett, he did. Brett, what's the verdict?
Yeah, it stinks.
It stinks. It stinks.
No, I said Kristian, I went in for a second round. I don't know why, because it was so horrific.
It's so bad.
No, it's bad. Somebody.
What does it smell like?
It's just bad.
But then I made him smell the other two mics. I made him smell Riley's mic and my mic, and how these mics.
Those are fine.
Fine.
I don't know what.
I know because for hypothetical questions, I sit there. Fine.
Right.
For this show.
I don't want to throw anyone in the bus, but we have to look at the schedule and see who like the last one. What's happened?
And Macuga always tells me, he's like, you're not talking close to the mic, and I'm like, you fucking sit here. You sit here.
Cobbster, is there a way to fix this problem?
I mean, we could just change the mic cover.
We should spray it with lavender.
We could just take it out. I don't know if we can wash them, but I know we probably have a few more lying around.
Can you do like an essential oil and vodka?
Here's a
Like, this is where all our guests sit.
But is it possible that it was a guest that put the spray on there?
Yeah, there was a few guests last week too.
I noticed it a little bit because I sat and did Rule of Two with him, but I didn't notice it that bad.
Well,
but of course, I'm not going in.
Where does it hit you? Does it hit you like when you lean in, or was it? Because I really got in there, and I regret that.
Brett, give us a sniff again.
No.
I want to see the reaction. Give it a sniff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough. That is rough.
Honestly, I smelled it and I felt nauseous. I just put a Tootsie Roll in my mouth because it's like it's in me.
It smells like when your breath gets so bad that you smell your own breath, and that's when it's
Rancid.
really, really
It's
bad.
rancid.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I'm so happy though because
sorry.
If you'd said it doesn't smell bad,
You think you're
like
going crazy.
whoever smelled it dealt it.
Right.
Like then it's like your brand.
Right. So you're
So
your
I'm
brand.
happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's really funny. Brett looks offended. Just in
it's
general.
rough.
It's rough.
It's like you take that with you.
Crinkles in his eyes.
You're gonna age a little bit because of that. Yeah.
Like, should we put it in the washing machine?
I don't know if you can. I'm gonna leave that up to Thad and
No, you
and
take a little
Cobbster.
vodka and lavender and a little spray. That's
There
what
you
I
go.
use for like
There you
or
go.
eucalyptus.
Well, let's just. You know what we'll do is we'll
Yeah, vodka and or instead of like isopropyl alcohol or whatever. I make environmentally, I don't know, or not chemically hand sanitizers and sprays.
Yeah.
I'm
Well, how
a
about
little
this?
Weird.
Here's what we do.
I like that.
We take that cover off and we put it over there.
Cheap.
And we put a new one on there. And Whenever a guest comes in that we don't like, we have that covered.
100%.
Does that work?
Yeah.
But we
I
need
like that.
so that the people at home know if we're not liking the guest, there needs to be like a little dot
thing.
on it so they
Right.
can see like, oh.
I'm waiting for the
they
first.
got the stinky poo mic.
I'm waiting for the first guest to go. This stinks.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
mic. This stinks.
The fact that they haven't is out of respect for us
I'm
because
sure.
it's not because they haven't noticed.
Right, because or they're just embarrassed. They don't want to embarrass
It's
anybody.
gotten so much worse. How long have I been saying it for?
I've been saying it for a while.
Like months.
Here we go.
Twist and
Oh,
shout.
now your hands are
you
gonna stink.
touched it.
Now your hands are gonna stink.
I don't care.
Cobbster, smell it. Cobbster doesn't smell it.
Wait,
No?
then is it in here?
Smell that. Smell that. Smell the mic. Is it the mic? Roxy, is it the mic?
No,
did
it's
you
not
mix
the
them
mic.
up?
It's not the mic.
You just
Well,
mixed
let
them
Roxy
up.
smell it.
No, that's-
Roxy, smell it. Is that one better?
Yeah, this one's fine.
All right. I'm good. I don't want to smell it.
You didn't smell
Keep it
it?
though.
You
Keep it.
can't smell it?
All right, good. So this thing we'll
Well,
use
maybe
that.
it was on one
You know
side.
what? You know, wait, hold on. You know what I want to do? Cobbster.
Oh, this is so
hold
much
that.
better.
Don't throw it out. Is Cobbster there?
What happened?
All
What'd you
right,
say?
don't throw it out. Hold it aside. At the end, before we play the game, I'm gonna have Brett go up to people in the office and see it and just say,
God.
"What do you think this smells like?"
Smell my mic.
Yeah, I want them to smell the cover, and I want to see if and without anybody knowing what it is, and be like, "What do you think this smells like? Do you think it smells like blueberries?" We're trying to figure out exactly what it smells like, and then we'll see if anybody thinks it stinks the way Brett and Roxy do.
Okay.
I'll tell you what does stink
It's
is
in me.
yeah. Well, I'll tell you what stinks. Bill Maher's stupidity stinks.
100%.
I
What a
have-
moron.
I have been a fan of his, and a lot of his stuff that he had done back in the day. But and I tweeted out that I think there's just to him, and I said, "Look, man, I've been a fan of yours, but your take on Stan Lee and what comics meant to people,
Twat take.
Here's a dong take.
beyond dong,
Yeah.
twat take." And I'm not even a big comic book fan in general. I like comic book movies as much as the next guy, but like. Someone was like, "Oh, is it only because he likes because he said about comic books?" No, dummy. The whole point is that Reilly, read me the quote.
Which one do you want? There's a lot of dumb shit
All right,
takes
give
here.
me as much as you can.
Well, okay, so he starts it. Mind you, it's 3 paragraphs,
Yeah.
so it's a very thorough investigation here. The guy who created Spider-Man and the Hulk has died, and America's in mourning. Deep, deep mourning for a man who inspired millions to, I don't know, watch a movie, I guess. He kind of goes on. Somebody on Reddit said, "I'm so incredibly grateful to live in a world that includes Stan Lee." And he said, "Personally, I'm grateful I lived in a world that included oxygen and trees, but to each his own." He goes on and on and on.
What a self-entitled prick.
Did they have beef or something?
no,
like,
he's just-
why would he?
He basically
elitist
says
turd.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he basically says like for 20 years something happened where adults have now said that comic books are important and that they're acting like it's literature and whatnot. And he says this last paragraph is this. I'm not saying we've necessarily gotten stupider. The average Joe is smarter in a lot of ways than he was in, say, the 1940s, when a big Big Night Out was a Three Stooges short and a Carmen Miranda musical. The problem is we're using our smarts on stupid stuff. I don't think it's a huge stretch to suggest that Donald Trump could only get elected in a country that thinks comic books are important.
That's the words.
You're a buffoon.
Yes, that is the words of a buffoon. That is the word of an idiot. Because I will tell you what, had he been sitting with me at the Black Panther premiere, looking around at RB3's face, who's one of the most very, very intelligent, passionate, and
works his ass
off, and watching his face of what Black Panther meant to him. And meant to an entire culture, to a total race of people, and what that meant in the 60s when you made that particular comic book, and what that meant back then, and then that transferring into a movie, the social implications of what that movie meant to so many people. Dummy. If you're saying that that's how people that's what it doesn't mean to people, that it doesn't mean anything. I mean, I'm so frustrated just thinking about that, because it's like you can't. How in the world do you for bullying? Okay, I know tons of kids who have reached out to me and said certain things like the schmodown, okay, means so much to them. Imagine what Spider-Man. Imagine what Spider-Man meant to these kids. Okay, this geeky kid who was bullied, who then turned it around and became. It was about being able to relate real life problems to these fantastical characters, and he took real life. I mean, what a dumb dumb statement. And he's such an elitist. He'll never say I'm sorry. He'll never look at because he's such a pompous turd.
It's not the first, second, or third time he's done something like this. He's a D-bag. And just because he's on the same side of the aisle that I am does not mean I like him in any way, shape, or form. He's an actual dick. And the fact that he said this made me really happy because it helps me understand why he says all the things he says. He doesn't get it.
No. Or he tries to just get a rise out of people.
No,
that's what I feel like.
I
feel like this was just kind of.
Also, someone pointed out in the chat that Bill Maher was in Iron Man 3.
He was.
Right. Yeah, but that's the thing though. So the question is
idiot.
because look, here's the other thing is why would you want if it meant that so much to people, if you see that so many people are responding to this guy passing away and talking about how much it meant, why would you shit on that? What? It's just he's as much of a bully as anybody else.
Because you're upset people aren't talking about you and all the good you've done for the world or whatever it is. I mean, it makes no sense. You're right, giving the examples you gave, talking about inclusion, diversity, everything that Stan Lee has done for the comic book reading community, moviegoers, anybody, everywhere. Like, it doesn't make sense. If you don't get it, just shut up.
Right.
Don't say anything.
Yeah, he's one of those turds that just walks in and he's like, oh, I'm above comic book movies. I got to give a really good reference. I don't know, I'm saying the George Takei all of a sudden, but it's like, oh my, Bill Maher. But he's just, you can see him laughing, sticking his nose up, thinking that he's above everybody because he just watched the Avengers, and he's like, I'm waiting for the movies to come out in December. It's like, F him.
He's an idiot.
Yeah, F him. I mean, I'm curious though. If we're looking at the chat room, are there people that? I mean, this is probably
the wrong group of people.
It's probably the wrong group. I think most people are probably going to be on our side on this one, but I just can't imagine why you would be on his side. Just unless you feel the same way. It's like comic book movies, and if you don't really understand what Stan Lee meant to people.
But if he had said that, like, can somebody explain it to me? Because I don't fully understand. What did he mean to people? That's so different than you guys are all idiots if you thought that he meant.
This is why Trump got elected, because people find comic books important.
His main point here, he calls the thing adulting, right? The blog post is called adulting because he's saying that, you were in comic books as a kid, right? And then now, because you continue to read these comic books, it's really hard to go get car insurance. It's like, because people are now calling it, oh, I'm adulting right now, so I have to go, get my car insurance. I have to go get my medical insurance, and therefore, I'm having struggles with that. And he's kind of referencing the fact that you like comic books, so you're not growing up.
Yeah.
That to me is just...
Well, I was reading over his shoulder. He said something about getting big boy books without the pictures.
Yes.
Like, I mean, he was really digging it in.
He's like, when are these, idiots going to, these children going to graduate to big boy books without the pictures?
And like, there's people that can't do both, right? Like, they can't read novels and comic books.
I can't read.
I wish I would have.
You could talk to him.
No, I would have loved to get Schnepp's take on this.
Schnepp would have laid into him
because Schnepp is like you said, same lane. Same lane.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Some people like Tom King, who I believe he's a comic book writer as well. He shared the picture of Stan Lee. Stan's soapbox started to make the rounds when he passed because he commented on bigotry and like this is in the 60s.
Do you have that quote? Read this quote from Stan Lee.
From Stan Lee.
The one. It's that big. Like comic.
Let's lay it right on the line. Bigotry and racism are among the deadliest social ills plaguing the world today. Can you believe this is in the 60s? But unlike a team of costume supervillains, they can't be halted with a punch in the snoot or a zap from a ray gun. The only way to destroy them is to expose them, to reveal them for the insidious evils they really are. The bigot is an unreasoning hater, one who hates blindly, fanatically, indiscriminately. If his hang-up is black men, he hates all black men. If a redhead once offended him, he hates all redheads. If some foreigner beat him to a job, he's down on all foreigners. He hates people he's never seen, people he's never known, with equal intensity, with equal venom. Now, we're not trying to say it's unreasonable for one human being to bug another, but although anyone has the right to dislike another individual, it's totally irrational, patently insane to condemn an entire race, to despise an entire nation, to vilify an entire religion. Sooner or later, we must learn to judge each other on our own merits. Sooner or later, if man is ever to be worthy of his destiny, we must fill our hearts with tolerance. For then, and only then, will we be truly worthy of the concept that man was created in the image of God, a God A God who calls all of us his children.
Yeah, so
Dave.
Bill Maher, after hearing that and saying that's not important, kindly go fuck yourself.
Twat take. And most importantly, if you watch his episode of Comedians in the Car Getting Coffee, he is not likable. So
Bill Maher?
yeah, he's the least likable.
He's a pompous
he's not
turd.
likable as a person.
He reminds me of potato farts.
Yeah.
It's still unclear.
It's
unclear.
He looks like what you smell like after you fucking fart into after eating potatoes.
You're gonna just have to explain.
I just did.
I don't.
It's like if someone eats a lot of potatoes and then their stomach goes off. It's like that's what I feel like
Potato
Bill Maher.
chips?
No, potatoes, like full on
Who
potatoes.
farts after they eat potatoes?
Bill Maher, and he smells like potatoes.
This is a good.
He smells like the fart or the potato.
Potato fart.
I don't know it.
Well, there you
It's
go.
fine.
Fine.
People are now saying
fries?
using it like I don't want to make a Bill Maher out of myself.
Right. Yeah,
like Greg
it's
Capullo says, I never speak on topics I know little or nothing about. Why? I never want to be the fool. In other words, I don't want to make a Bill Maher out of myself.
Exactly. I mean,
a great thing to be known for.
really stepped in a big hole, and he'll never admit it. His stupid big head will. He bet. I mean, you talk about offending people. He offended so many people, so many races, so many different cultures for doing this. He's an imbecile.
Army Hammer, hold my beer.
Yeah, Bill Maher, you're an absolute imbecile.
Yeah, I couldn't like I've followed along and I've watched real time with Bill Maher. Sometimes I like the interviews he does. This time I went, wow, I'm done with him. I've never done that before.
There are moments I get why some people like him, not for this kind of thing,
Right.
but
I know
there are
he's
moments
pompous,
when you
you can
watch a
tell.
show and you're like, that's good.
Yeah,
I will say.
I've told you I was a fan for a long time.
Yeah.
There's things that he does that are really he's smart. He has
Clearly not that smart.
well. There's difference. There's
Everybody's talking about it.
in that particular aspect. But I mean, there's a lot that he does good. There's a lot of things that he does for his side of things. But I also now, after this, I understand why my mother can't stand him. She's on the other side of it all, right? But he's a pompous, arrogant prick. You're right, Mom. He is. He sucks.
He's been
sucks.
this way. I remember working for the production company where I was working on Fat Actress, that Showtime show, and these producers did stand-up shows. And they the minute I started working there, they told me a story of Bill Maher as a colossal prick, like working with him because he was just that way. This was in the 90s, so he's been doing this for a while.
Such a bad name for liberals. Like, this is why.
Yeah.
Just shave his head and throw him in a trash can.
You are why Trump won.
Yeah.
You are why.
Yeah.
Right. Well,
idiot.
Potato farts. All right, let's move on. What's next? We had
we're waiting for Ben Lyons. I know they're doing sports time right now.
That's
so.
fine.
Reilly, check your text.
Potato
Oh,
farts.
Oh, is he done? Is he out?
Ben is ready.
More
ready.
subtly, please, Reilly.
No, that's not a Reilly strength.
No, I don't like it.
Well, and then what we'll do is we'll have Ben come in, and then we'll talk to Ben Lyons here because we've been crossing paths for so many years, he and I, and never once have we actually sat down and talked. So we get to talk to Ben Lyons.
Can I do another non-subtle thing?
Yes.
Where do you want us to go?
Right here. Stay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the whole point. So when he comes, but we'll find out a lot about him because he just did sports. He was on sports time, and now we're going to talk to him about a whole many things. We'll ask him about his Bill Maher thoughts. Maybe we'll start. We'll hit him. We'll hit him first.
Got some?
I mean, how do you
does.
not?
Yeah.
How do you not? Well, I mean, I'm so curious to. This is the one that I'm going to go back and watch the live chat and see what they thought. I'm going to look at the comments, so leave more comments, tweet, because this is stuff that like you shouldn't be able to just say this stuff. I mean, look, same thing. You hold accountable Trump for everything that he says, right?
Right.
And everyone goes after him. Why is that different?
Yeah.
No, you're not ready. Okay, so he's not ready yet. That's fine. Maybe we will go to break in a
It's
little
a very
bit.
deceiving text.
I know, it's true.
Yeah, it was a deceiving text. No, he's not
The
ready.
text literally said, "I'm ready."
It said Ben is ready, and then
Well, because Jack was showing some people around, and he was like in here while we were talking, so I thought that was with them. But he's still on.
All right, you know what then, Brett? Take the mic and go get that cover. We'll
Can
do
I
that
tell
bit
you,
now.
this one, it doesn't smell bad, but it does smell like
what?
applesauce.
The applesauce is better than what you were just
Yeah,
smelling,
that
right?
sounds
All right,
nice.
Brett, go get. What we got to do, Brett, is that I want you to pretend that it's. I don't want you. Don't set them up there. They're gonna stink. You
Can you
know.
smell this first?
Okay, I smell it now.
Yeah, okay, you do.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
at the very top.
It's at the very top.
Does it
So,
smell like applesauce? to you?
so Cobbster, tell Brett where to aim on the nose. So that way we know.
That's a soundbite.
Yeah, tell him where to
Tell
aim.
him where to aim.
Yeah, tell Brett where to aim.
Right.
So I want to see, and you got to tell me. Yeah.
Why is he leaving it open?
I don't know. Shut the door. I don't need it to be open.
I think so we can hear you.
Yeah, so just tell
I thought that would
Cobbster.
be a good way to.
Cobbster, just tell Brett. Just tell Brett
Oh,
to.
I'm coming over to Dorian already. He
Okay.
said.
Dorian already knows. Dorian's been listening to the show.
Yeah.
You can't do Dorian.
Well, then I need your opinion then.
Yeah, let's
What do you gotta
get
get it from
Dorian's
the top.
opinion. Tell me one his opinion.
Doesn't.
You can't smell anything. Dorian can't.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Dorian
no.
can't
Yeah,
smell
if you
anything.
dig in there.
You just keep looking around
Oh,
it.
I have PTSD. Of
Yeah,
that.
so Brett-
Dorian says he doesn't smell anything.
All right, so keep going, Brett.
Let's see.
All right, keep going. Let's see what happens. I want to see how many people
Are you
smell.
busy?
Doesn't matter if they're busy.
All right. Well, give me a little a sniff of this mic. Tell me what you think.
My nose is a little stuffy, so I can't smell anything.
Damn it. Give it your best try.
Is that Frank?
Yeah.
Nothing. Oh, that's
Okay.
two nothings.
Oh for
All
two.
right. All right.
All right.
No.
Did I do something to the mic? Always me. Did I do something to the mic?
Yes.
Is it something like
Excuse
I would
me,
do?
Brett Sheridan, man on the street.
I kind of still think.
Tell
you
me
did.
what this mic smells like.
What is that?
What does it smell like to you?
It sort of smells like. I mean, it's definitely someone burping whatever they ate for breakfast back into the microphone, and it just kind of permeates in there.
Thank you.
Give this man a prize. Thank you. That was the best
All right,
description, I think.
Let's see who he gets next.
A lot of people look like busy.
It doesn't
What do
matter.
you-
Doesn't
what do
matter.
you want?
You get anybody, literally anyone who's walking around out there. I don't care who it is.
let's
Go,
see,
just
let's
get
see
whoever
Wendy.
it is.
Why is he leaving the door open though?
I guess I don't know. 'Cause you can hear us.
Probably just said.
It's like a safety blanket.
Wendy.
Yeah.
Wendy.
I just need your professional opinion on what does this mic smell like.
Oh, I don't want to smell it. Get that
No, just just give it a nice little
Do
whiff.
it, Wendy.
away from me right now.
Wendy, do it.
Wait, come on, Wendy. This is killing me. This is
Tell her.
All right.
Tell her we think it smells like blueberries.
It's. I think it smells like blueberries, but
That's great. I think you're
she won't even let me put the mic to her face.
Okay. Well, who?
Hi, what's your name? Hi, Tiffany. Could you do me a favor and whiff this mic and tell me what you think it smells like?
Well, it smells. I don't know. It just smells like a mic that too many people have spoken into.
There you go. There you go.
Tiffany
nailed it.
Here.
I think
Tiffany just started.
I think Tiffany got it
and we're
accurate.
shoving
Yeah.
smelly fart microphones into her.
I
Tiffany
got
took my
nobody
guess.
else here.
No one else.
You guys whiff it?
I whiffed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Good-
fine.
really
good-
describe.
good
All right,
sniff.
send him back.
Get back in there.
I'm in
Get
here
back
now.
in there.
All right,
All
I'm
right,
taking
fine.
this thing
All
off.
right. So Tiffany nailed it. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, please take that with you. Wendy wouldn't do it. Wendy refused.
Here, we got something for you, Rox, in
Oh,
case
there
you
you
have
go.
that.
All right, good. Well done,
Yeah,
Brett.
there
Brett,
it is.
Brett made everyone
They
smell the
weren't
mic.
as disgusted as, I mean, they were like, oh, this is
No,
bad.
Thad got
Well,
it.
Thad got it. Look, I think Thad really stuck his nose in
I don't know
there.
if it was airing out a little bit in there. Or,
Maybe.
I mean,
Maybe so. But
Yeah, I mean, once we
it
got
wasn't
away
as
from
bad
the
as when it
source-
was in front of you for a while, Roxy. So
it got better.
Oh, so you think it's me?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
think so.
no, but you just smelled that one. You said that one's okay, right?
Yeah, that one was fine. It
Yeah,
didn't
Roxy
smell
doesn't
like
have stinky breath, though. I've talked to Roxy.
she's been concerned about it before.
I'm a very conscious of my breath. Like I think
Yeah.
everybody has stinky breath at some point, but like I mint
Right.
a lot.
No, yeah.
I think mine stinks more than I'd like it to.
You got to. It's the
Like
coffee.
that sinus
The problem is the coffee.
Yeah, the coffee
If
is.
you- like,
I've never had any.
See,
Yeah.
when you have coffee, you got to make sure you got to get gum or mints. You got to do something to help people out.
It's so hard when you broadcast to do gum life.
Yeah.
I know. It's true. Like, you can't- not on the air.
You do the Ken Knapsack special, the Listerine strips.
Yeah,
Those are the
yeah.
best.
They are good.
They
I
really
blow
kill
through those
everything.
things. though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And they make my eyes water.
Yeah.
Ellis legitimately puts his gum in his drink.
I know.
Are you guys watching this?
I noticed it on Movie Talk the
That's
last
gross.
time I was on. I looked
That's
at his
gross,
drink and it's
right?
at the
Yeah.
bottom.
All right.
Yeah, he's done worse than that. He's put chewed up gum in like so he gets those what are the not the strips but the little chiclet type things.
Yeah.
And he puts his used gum in it. So if you, I mean, shame on you if you go into.
Yeah, like
but I've
trash.
gone into it and I've had the gum land into my hand, and it's really gross.
Why?
It's disgusting. And he puts it on top of things too. It's disgusting. It's gross. All right. Well, I guess we'll wait for our guest too before we play. Should we just play the? I like maybe we play the game with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if he wants to play the game.
I mean, they're doing the sports talk. So
Yeah.
it's a
Oh,
lot
he's
of
still doing
stuff.
that?
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Adam said they're on one more topic before they're finished.
All right.
All right,
What
he's
are
gonna
we
have to
talking
come in
about?
for just the game. Maybe you know what
Yeah,
it is.
Macuga's is coming in,
Cobbster, you know
too.
what? Maybe we'll just reschedule
We'll schedule him from another time because we blew
If
through.
if he's running behind.
Yeah, you know what? So if you can counter just one of you counter him and then just say, hey, look, we missed the segment, so we'll have you. We want to have you come back on because I'd love to have Ben on and just I want to get to the game and do everything else.
Just tell him we ate up a lot of time talking about a stinky mic. So I mean he'll understand.
Well, he could have been there. He could have been here talking about it with us. So I'm telling you, that's the one. That's the one thing. The afterthoughts guys are going to talk about the stinky mic bed for a good 15 minutes.
Do you real quick want to go to break and then see if he by chance finishes, and then when we come back we can decide, or you just?
I want to play the game.
It's just we're gonna play the game, and it's like it's
game's
We're not gonna have enough time.
Okay.
And I want to be able to talk to him.
Do we guess tomorrow?
Reilly, do we have a guest tomorrow?
We're gonna have Dorian on, and he's gonna talk about.
Aren't we supposed to get the director Creed on soon?
Yeah,
the director. No, we haven't heard. Yeah, we've been trying.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I thought that was something.
Isn't that why you went?
That was why I went originally, yeah. And I thought that we were supposed to have him. I also think that we were we got pitched some really good guests.
I can, unless you want me to tease. I'm talking to somebody.
Is there confirmation?
There's not confirmation.
No,
Bill Maher.
No.
Yeah, Bill Maher's
I don't
coming
want to because the thing is, we got pitched probably the biggest names that we've ever been pitched over the last week. Nothing's confirmed though.
Yeah.
So
Why couldn't we get Adam Driver?
he's not going to go on live. He's there to promote. We couldn't get him on Jedi. We wanted to get him on Jedi, but he's not talking Star Wars right now. He's talking Black Klansman, which I saw finally. Did I tell you that?
So good.
Really good.
So
I like that
I
movie.
love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
Nominated or no?
Do I think it will be?
Yeah.
As a best picture, I don't know. I could potentially see Spike Lee getting nominated. I could potentially see Adam Driver getting nominated.
He just got a Spirit
in
nomination. So.
Yeah, I think that those will be your two.
I think it could be a best screenplay. I think the script's really good.
Yeah.
It's based on a true story to mine that material and make it that interesting.
Yeah, I dug it. I liked it a lot. I just saw it for the first time a week ago. I saw a lot of.
Have you guys seen Green Book?
No,
I'm dying to see
that. Passed off so many screenings of that movie. I know. I'm waiting for the screener.
I hear that's
I'm waiting for my friend Kristian to get the screener.
I know. Mowgli is another one.
Yeah, I just saw the preview for that.
What? No, the movie, the Netflix. Andy Serkis directed it.
It is going to go in theaters.
It is.
It's going to get a little limited run, which is, it's so weird. That one in particular is so weird how it was like dueling with Jungle Book. And then it disappears for a year.
I didn't know it was a Netflix movie.
Yeah, well,
when did that happen?
Well, because Warner Brothers was going to release it. We get a trailer for it, and it's like coming soon. We're like, oh, finally, here's the look of it. And then silence for a while, and then Netflix announces that they bought it.
And when is that?
It's going to be soon.
It's real soon because we got they reached out to us about going to see a screening of it. We couldn't go, so they're going to send us a screener, and Ellis and I will review it pretty soon. But it was supposed.
Can I come?
To my office? Sure.
To the screen?
But I.
You guys get it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. What else is going on with you? You going out? You got any big plans? You going home?
Yeah, I'm going home.
Can I come?
When are you leaving?
Yeah. You want to?
Be like Taylor Swift and go in a suitcase. Do you hear about this? She travels in a suitcase sometimes to get away from paparazzi.
Oh, that's so weird.
No way.
Yeah. That's what apparently.
She's small.
Yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Yeah, putting Brett in a suitcase would be a good bet for the.
I think I'd be past the weight limit.
Maybe.
Put him in a suitcase, send him to New York.
They'd have to pay the extra.
Yeah. Cobbster, see if I made that up about
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
no, it's
none
true.
of us called you on it.
It's true. I read that. I read that,
But
and
not
I
to
didn't
the
go
airport.
deep, but
I don't know where. I mean, obviously somewhere. I mean,
she's probably getting on
just
the
put Taylor
plane
Swift hides herself in luggage in a Google search and see if that comes up.
she probably gets off the plane, gets in a suitcase, and her handlers walk through, and there it is.
They just typed in Taylor Swift.
Well, yeah.
That's perfect. That's a great Google search.
That's a good search.
All I do is hate.
Yeah,
Nice.
there it is.
There you go. It is a stupid song.
I'm not that into T Swift.
Me either.
I'm not either.
No, I liked what she did with the voting stuff, though.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, I
thought
did
that.
too.
I thought that was responsible. Can we please do a Taylor? Thank you.
God,
what are you doing over here? Taylor Swift travels around in a big suitcase. See?
That was just 3 hours ago. You're on top of your stuff.
Yeah.
A long-held fan theory? Wow.
Yeah. So there she goes.
Zane confirmed.
So I mean, look,
That's funny.
if you
Fan
can do it.
theory.
But you got to wonder who's pushing her around, and you got to make sure whoever's pushing her around, you don't piss them off.
Oh.
You know, is that it? Is that actually where she travels in that picture?
That's ridiculous.
Taylor Swift was probably been carried out of her house in this massive suitcase. What? I mean, put on a hood.
That is the dumbest
That's
thing I've ever
hysterical.
heard.
Put on a hood.
That's a new way to travel.
That's really ridiculous.
Probably like banged up, bruised.
I mean, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny.
It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's play the game. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
You want to hit the music? So the game, for everybody, the game is something that originated on the Schmoes Know show back in the day. What we do is, the four of us in this room will put on headphones, as we already have on. We will listen to clips. We will ring in when we think we know the sound clip from the movie. First person to 3. Play 3 today, or should we do 5? You guys have enough for 5?
I don't want to play.
Stop it. Come on.
5, Alex. 23.
You don't want to play?
No.
How many clips you got?
Why?
Want to do
So
4?
bad.
24 clips. 23 clips. 24.
24 clips.
Wow.
All right, let's do first to 4.
Okay.
First to 4. All right.
Between you 4. Okay.
Scratch my ear.
Alex, do you want to keep score? You got
First
score?
to 4? Are you crazy?
Come on,
All right,
Roxy.
how about this? First to 4.
Oh, better.
Yeah, okay.
Alex is keeping score.
Better?
Oh, that's better.
All right.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
All right.
I'm eating my Triscuits.
All right, here we go. Here
Your
we go.
Triscuits? All right.
Here we go.
Hello? My name is Elliot Moore. Just going to talk in a very positive manner. Giving off good vibes.
Oh, should I know it?
We're just here to use the bathroom. And we're just going to leave.
Kristian Harloff.
Yes.
That's my name. Not the visit. The happening.
That's correct.
Oh,
I
yeah.
knew it was Mark Wahlberg.
Was that Wahlberg? Yeah.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, fish.
Yeah. It's the hot dog thing. It's a hot
I
dog.
hate to do this to you, but think you can help me pick up the slack on those etch sketches?
No problem.
Reilly.
Appreciate it.
Elf.
Oh.
Oh.
Riley's got.
Damn
Nice.
it. I feel really bad
Riley
about
won,
that one.
Kristian won,
Yeah.
Brett, and Roxy.
Does your mom know you work here?
No.
Oh. Nice.
Please report to the Administrative Office International. Duncan, please report to the Administrative Office International. I have to announce this over the PA. As my voice won't carry that far, my throat suffered major damages during an intense makeout session with Lewis's mom. She has a forked tongue and a touch of the herpes.
I don't have a mom. I have 2 dads. In your face.
Hurry, hurry. Please,
Oh.
hurry up. This is
Oh.
pressing, urgent.
Kristian, the Mike Judge movie. That's all I got.
What is it?
No, keep going. We got time.
I can't tell you how pressing. You can't fathom how pressing.
How's it going? What's up? Did you need something?
Chat's getting it.
No.
Who's that big guy?
I don't know. She's older than me.
So what are you doing over here talking to us and not over there sealing the deal with that cougar?
Oh, I know what this is.
Well, maybe, Roddy, if you guys hadn't called me over here.
Oh, I know what it is.
Return to your lady
What
friend.
is it?
Duncan, please return
That's
to your
it.
lady friend.
You can't say?
Please let her know
Nobody?
that this
Nah.
conversation
Go.
was entirely about her.
Sam Rockwell.
All right, what do you got?
and,
What cops are over there?
Oh,
It was the way
way back.
Oh, was
Wow.
it?
Yeah, way back.
In my head, I'm going.
haven't seen that
before,
one.
even before I gave my first stupid
100%.
answer, I was like, it's
just
not way
saw
back.
that, too.
Is that
Damn
What
good?
an idiot! Yeah, it's
I
a great
love that
movie.
movie.
What a moron!
Oh,
Me
that,
too.
that
I had
movie's
that.
great.
What an idiot! All right, go ahead.
Hello, Nicholas.
Hello, Sergeant.
How's the hand?
Still a bit stiff.
It can get awfully hairy out there. I'm surprised you weren't snapped up sooner for a nice desk job. That's what I did.
I prefer to think my office is out on the street.
Indeed, you do. Your arrest record is 400% higher than any other officer, which is why it's high time that such skills.
Brett.
Riley.
Brett had it.
Brett.
Hot Fuzz?
Yeah.
Damn it! I was just
job.
getting there.
Great movie.
This is so hard.
Okay.
I can't believe we're playing to 4. Oh.
Your heart is pure.
Brett.
What do you got, Brett? What do you got?
That's not glass. It's the other one. It's
Spit it out.
oh god damn it! Oh, damn it!
One.
Christian.
Yeah.
Split.
That's
Split.
correct.
Damn! Why did glass come?
Greatest goddamn movie ever.
I had it.
Okay.
And I want to look him straight in the eye. And
Riley.
I wanna tell him-
Christmas Vacation.
Yep.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow, that was good.
That was good.
I watched that thing. every-
Riley has 2. Kristian has 2. Correct.
Yes.
Brett has
I-
one.
Brett has 1. Roxy has 0.
I know.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You dropped your...
Men's athletic crossover style boot, size 9.5.
Roxy,
wait,
say Roxy.
tag. Tag.
Oh, yeah. Just
Roxy,
say your name.
tag.
Yeah.
Nice.
Sorry.
Yes,
It is for
See,
tag.
Roxy.
I
You're on the board.
I would have gotten that
Roxy's
because
on
I
the
hate
board.
that stupid part.
I like the movie.
What did I ever do to you? Enough, Anna.
Christian.
Brett.
I got it first. Frozen. Frozen.
Oh.
Still haven't seen it.
Let it go.
Best of 7.
Kristian's 3, Reilly 2, Brett and Roxy 1.
Who won last time, Brett?
Brett won last time.
You don't really seem like a boxer to me. I mean, you're in shape and all,
Kristian,
but
wrap it up, boys. Creed.
Oh, man.
Boom.
Let's go to 5.
Want to go to 5? I'll
Yeah,
go to
we can
5.
go to
I'll go to
No.
5. I'll go to 5.
Come on, Roxy.
Yeah.
You want to take your brain out of your head and wash it and scrub it and make it clean? Well, no. But I'm going to help you settle this. First, we're going to check for holes, see what we can find. Then we're going to get nice and wet. You're going to spread your legs. Oh, that's good. So you know me. You know my reputation.
Kristian.
13.
Was it Boogie Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. All right.
It was
There
Mark
it is.
Wahlberg has such a recognizable voice.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I was just. I thought it was too on the nose to be Boogie Nights, and I was going to say Instant Family.
I know. I was trying to think like I'm like the fighter.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, if I would have had Split.
That's like the first one I've won in like four years.
Just keep going. Just finish them.
Congrats.
Do you want to keep playing?
Yeah, I love this game.
How'd you know?
We got enough.
How did I know?
Playing.
All right.
Yeah,
wanted
keep
You know,
going.
yeah, let's play. We'll start a new one. We'll play 5 more.
Macuga's here. You want him to jump in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macuga
He
can
could take my
jump in.
seat.
Take the mic.
Oh, you don't want to play?
She doesn't like
I
this.
hate this game.
Why?
It's just so sad.
Because you don't know it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Macuga, get in here. Come
Hey
play.
guys, Lena Headley's here.
Hey.
That was
so wait. So
hysterical.
explain that.
That was
so Lena.
great.
So were you talking? So yesterday, the guy. So for those you don't know, Levine played Roca in the Schmodown.
Yeah.
Inside of that match, Roca answered some question. Lena Headley.
Headley.
And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Headley.
Headley.
And so he got it wrong, and it was a big controversy. So somebody tweeted over the weekend to me and Roxy and you
And us, all of us.
that hey guys, just to let you know, it actually is Lena Headey.
Yeah, we know.
Screenshot of IMDb.
Right, and I wrote back, "Are you kidding?"
Yeah.
And then you wrote back to me, it's joke over the head. Were you talking about the person who
No,
left the joke over the
joke
head?
over there.
To the guy.
Headley.
The Headley. Well, basically meaning we were joking about Lena Headley, right?
I got it
And
now.
then the pun and then.
Sean Maroney.
Hey,
That's a good one.
hey,
Okay, I got it. Now, okay.
I saw that and I gave a.
Yeah, so
Oh,
give it a like.
pretty good.
Give it a like.
Highest Roxy honor.
Yeah, it's just me having to realize that not everybody knows the Schmodown references.
Right,
But
right.
speaking of which, TriviaSD.com. Get your Schmodown brackets in. It is Schmodown Singles 2018 at gmail.com.
Are we allowed to talk about that email that you sent out this weekend, or is that
The
like a
Thanksgiving
surprise?
one?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do so.
Did you see what
Bibiani.
I wrote?
Don't write. So
Oh, I wanna
that's
see.
actually great. So Bibiani had great. Bibiani was killing it, by the way,
he's great.
running the Schmodown site as managing editor. He wrote me, he said, I got an idea. I want to do a Schmodown article on all the things the competitors are thankful for inside the Schmodown. I said, that's great. So he sent this Google Doc and all the competitors put stuff. It was a lot of fun reading all of them, too.
Yeah, for
All
sure.
right, so Macuga, we played one version of the game already.
Oh.
I won the first
if
one.
he's here, doesn't that mean that Ben Lyons is here?
No, Ben Lyons had to take off.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so we got.
We'll bring him back again.
That's fine. We'll
He's
get
a
him.
great
There
guy.
We'll get him. So we played one game to 5. I won the first one.
Okay. Brett won a couple.
Brett won the first
I was
game
excited
that we
about
played.
this
So
one. There are a lot
we're
of
gonna play
movies
to
I
5.
haven't
It's pretty good.
We're gonna play to 5. We're gonna do it again though, and so this time it's Macuga, Reilly, me, Brett, and Roxy. And
Roxy's face.
Yeah.
She's like, you know,
loves it.
I don't
All
like
right,
this
here we go.
game.
I think for this one we'll go to 3.
You want to go to 3 for this one? That's
Yeah.
fine because there's so many people. That's
Yeah.
fine. That's fine.
I
Oh
think
wait, get the go get the bring in the mic thing.
Oh yeah.
Bring in the mic thing.
What mic
So
thing?
well, we
Yeah,
went.
I like
I went to Italy over the weekend.
Oh, it's the best.
It's
eh?
good, but so there was this lasagna dish, and smell it. It smells just like it all the way. Give it a good whiff. I've never been to Italy. How bad does that smell?
It's terrible. Why so put that in my face?
It's a great setup.
That's good, right?
That was perfect.
Well, Roxy,
You know my love of Italy, and you threw it in my face.
That's why I brought it
I
up.
couldn't even look at you when he said that because I
Manipulating
had to
bastard.
look.
So Roxy was sitting here. She's been talking about how long it smelled so bad for so long, and Brett went over to smell it, and he said he almost passed out, and then Thad almost passed out, and then we took the mic up, and we had Brett go around the office, and everyone would smell it.
It's pretty rough.
Yeah,
It's good.
brutal.
Is it really? What's it smell like?
Like it's like a foot in poop.
Like a tonsil.
It's so bad.
All right.
It's like instead of stepping your shoe in poop, you actually stepped your foot and then put your foot in the shoe.
We should break it down. Who sits here?
I mean, we can't, I don't want to do it on air. We can do an investigation afterwards. I don't want to call anybody out who stinks up the joint. All right, let's play a game. First to 3. Buzzer is your name. Let's do it.
Kind of self-explanatory, ain't it?
Well, why don't you just explain it to me?
Guess it ain't self-explanatory then.
Kristian, 3 billboards.
Full title, please.
Full title.
Outside of Ebbing, Missouri.
Thank you.
Why'd you give that to him?
I don't know. Just to show I knew it.
Yeah. All right. Next.
You're gonna kill me like you killed my father. I'm done trying to convince you. You took him from me.
Macuga.
Yeah.
Terminator Salvation.
Oh, what the hell? No.
You're out.
You took him from me. He loved me. No. He despised
Kristian.
you.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it sounded like Wahlberg to me again. That's I got stuck.
It's all Wahlberg.
Damn it, Kristian.
Yeah, he's coming in hot.
Man.
Does this chattering animal speak for you?
Certainly not. I speak for myself. You're trespassing in this city and on this
Reilly.
planet.
Infinity War.
Wow.
Good job, Reilly. It's actually Avengers Infinity War.
Avengers Infinity War.
If you've done your
Can I hold him?
Sure. I don't see why not.
Reilly.
That was Reilly.
Gremlins.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I was gonna say Gremlins.
Gremlins.
Yeah, me too. I was so close.
Oh, Roxy.
Mr. Lundegaard. Sorry.
Reilly.
Riley got it.
Fargo.
Yeah.
I just can't say
Think
my
it's
name
three.
That's it.
fast
Well,
enough.
you got to go by 2.
It's not even fun.
With one purpose only.
Macuga.
What?
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Incorrect. No.
Out and make public the dishonesty, the downright villainy of boss Jim W. Getty's political machine.
Kristian. Citizen Kane.
Yep.
I really almost did get that.
Macuga, I think your mic died.
All right.
Oh.
So,
Yeah, it's dead.
that's fine. Doesn't matter. So it's really between Riley and I right now. Win by 2.
Okay.
Welcome to Marathon. May I help you?
Yes.
Riley.
What?
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
All right, this is it. Riley's got to win it here.
But you know what? We got plenty of Turbo Man's faithful Saber 2 Tiger booster.
Riley.
What you got?
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah.
Wow, Riley takes it. All right. So Riley won the first one. I won the first one. Riley won the second one. Good job.
I almost had that one.
Yeah, it was good.
That was good.
Yeah, you humps didn't get one.
I got one the first time,
You did.
just to be clear.
That's true. You did.
You did.
All right. Well, I hope everybody had a great, wonderful show so far. How was your weekend, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was good. We, the Steelers won yesterday.
Yeah.
I went on Saturday night to Venice to this event, and I saw the most intense fight between 2 homeless guys in an alley.
What happened?
Fist fight?
So I went to go. It was at 11 o'clock.
Food fight.
It was at
I didn't
11
know,
o'clock.
verbal.
And there's a thanks, Brett. By the way, I appreciate it. This is fantastic. I was just like, oh, this is great. I have to touch it. Yeah.
Mic stand.
So it's like 11. I went to go feed the meter because those meters in Venice.
You were by yourself watching this?
In the morning?
Okay.
Yeah. So everybody's at dinner. I walk around the corner and I come and I hear just this screaming, and I see these dudes just going at it.
How old?
In mid 40s.
Okay.
Wow. And they have their stuff of things, and they are, dude, like a hockey fight going at it. And I just put my stuff in the meter and just tried to run away, but then kind of snuck around the corner, kind of
see what happened.
because I didn't want them to see me, and then
Watch
they
it.
attack me.
Right.
And then it kind of looked like the one dude got a full pickup of the one dude and slammed him.
Oh, no.
And then I couldn't watch anymore because I knew this was going to end poorly, and I walked away.
Took off.
Yeah.
Wow. What do you think happened?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. It was intense.
All right, well, with that,
Venice.
Like camping.
That's today's show. I'd like to thank
Great place
everybody
to-
here for joining us. We will have a show on Tuesday and Wednesday of this week for sure.
We're doing a Wednesday show?
Apparently.
Yeah.
I asked.
You did.
I know.
You did. That's
We
on us.
decided.
Okay.
That's on
Yeah,
us.
everybody was like, "Are we taking it off?" No, we're not.
We
And
thought
so-
when you asked, we thought we were taking it off.
Yeah.
So the answer
Can
is,
I come?
if you want, you got to change your flight though, don't you? Yeah. So.
Roxy, can I go with you though?
I
Was
know.
I invited?
Put him in the Taylor Swift suitcase, and we'll call it
You're
a day.
welcome to. I'll call in.
Perfect. I would love that. All right,
Yeah.
guys. So that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to thank our guest Ben Lyons for joining us today.
Great job, Benny boy.
Kidding. He was on. No, I was actually. We had said first we're going to reschedule before he canceled on us. So we will
we
talk
said
to
it
you.
first.
Yes. It's like, you broke up with me, and I broke up with you. See you guys tomorrow when our guest will be Dorian Parks. We'll talk about Unbreakable. Peace out, Mother Fs.